You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting sets, and come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, what we got prepared. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing a song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting sets, and come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yo,
What's up, everyone? Welcome to season 2, episode number 30 of the PlayStation Collectors Podcast. And tonight we've got our Halloween special. Welcome, everyone.
very spooky episode for everybody. So we got on the show today, Figsy.
We have Sylvan, we have Radical Reggie, and we have D Street. What's up, guys?
What up? Awesome.
Hey guys, got the dream team right here. I like this. We should all be playing Dead by Daylight or something. I don't know what we're doing.
We got the right stack for it.
I feel like we're all sitting in a lobby about to go into a multiplayer game with this background.
I kind of like it. I think I like the vibe. Anybody doing anything fun for Halloween? Anybody dressing up? No? I was going to dress up just, and I have a costume and I had it all ready and I show up and I'm the only asshole wearing anything. So
Not dressed up since I was like 11 or 12, which is like 13 years ago at this point. I don't even remember what I've all went as back then. I can only remember that I went as the Hulk for 1 year where I was face painted, and that's all I can remember.
I had a few outfits, but I sell things on eBay, so they all got sold on eBay.
Goodbye memories.
So I'm pretty sure that every time in real life I had to dress up as an adult, there was a female directly involved in some way, making me 100% of the time.
Yeah, exactly. I did it for Twitch a couple of times too, but Halloween's the type of thing where you buy an outfit, it gets worn once on that day and then never worn again, and it was like a $70, $80 outfit.
Wow. Sounds like you guys went all out for Halloween. I used to just kind of like put some like torn up pants together, and I would dress up as like weird stuff just to dress up so I had to pay for it. And it worked out sometimes. It was pretty cool. I remember one time, the last Halloween I remember where I actually dressed up, this lady was giving out money. And I think we visited her house like 3 times. And we tried to change up her outfit.
He kept changing his outfit.
I'll never forget that too. I was like, dude, I was shocked she's giving out money. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, we got to get changed.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm back. That's gold.
Yeah, dude. I remember always going to hit up the rich neighborhoods for the good stuff. That's what we used to always do. We used to drive around and like go to the really nice places because you get the full size candy bars and stuff like that from them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the good old days. Now it's like
really a thing in Australia 20-ish years ago when I was a kid. I remember we tried to do it one year and like probably knocked on $50, and like 3 or 4 of them gave us candy, and one lady gave us oranges and said, "We don't do Halloween in Australia, but here's some fruit."
They gave you a bunch of Vegemite, didn't they? Don't lie.
It's more of a thing today.
Some Fosters. There you go, boy.
Sorry about that.
Oh, God, AJ, I don't want to talk about my VR, bro. Don't even bring it up. It's going back to the shop again, friend.
Well, it's PlayStation news for people that might be interested in buying a VR. So this is the 3rd time you've returned it, maybe, guys?
Well, this time it wasn't the headset. What the heck is that? Was it somebody who's blowing up?
that was me, dude. I turned on my iPad, so I got like check comments, and it's blowing up with like message. I'm like, dude.
It was like 100K. Ah! By the way, congratulations, Reggie, on 100K.
Well, thank
That's
you,
freaking
man. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, 100K.
Yeah,
That's
congrats.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Congrats.
pretty crazy, right? I never really ever thought about it. I always had my sub count hidden, but YouTube made us show our sub count because I knew if people saw my subs, man, they would keep pushing me to get to 100,000. And but yeah, man, it's kind of crazy to be here, man. I just never really thought like I would ever get there. I was happy with being at 30,000. Then my buddy Jeff told me, "Hey, man, why don't you just go for 100,000?" You know, I was like, "Okay, why not?" So that was like 3 years ago. Now we're here.
It's really
You got one of
cool,
those
man.
plaques on the wall now that says 100,000 subs and Radical Reggie.
Hey, like how everybody has it in the back when they're doing a video. Like, hey, check out the plaque. I know, right?
Like, yeah, we
Yeah.
all know. We can look in the bottom left here. We know. You don't have to be a show.
I know, right?
But I'm honestly surprised it took you this long to get to it, Reggie, due to you being associated with Jason. All than how many subs he
so
has.
it was kind of funny because I really didn't do many videos. I kind of did it as a side thing. I told people, hey, if you like my channel or whatever, I'll do some videos for the fans. But I never really pushed it to like doing it like seriously. And I can only imagine if I did it like on a regular, where I would be at. But I'm just surprised I got here as kind of doing it as a side thing. You know, it's a trip. And you know, I kind of came into YouTube differently from a lot of people. You know, I became somewhat popular on Jason's channel before I started doing YouTube videos. So when I started my channel, you know, I kind of got a boost from that. The people already know who I was, so that was nice too. But yeah, it was 100,000 K. I mean 100K. This is crazy.
Yeah, dude, you were like
next.
You were like the original PlayStation guy for me, dude. You were like the original. I remember watching you on Jason's channel forever. I'm like, this guy loves PS1 like me. Nobody else likes PS1, but I was so excited, dude. So
These
that's so funny.
stupidly rare and expensive. Go buy them if you see them for like $5. Nowadays, that's impossible. Thanks.
I do like
learned
seeing
a lot
the
about the
price.
stuff that
I
own.
love watching the videos from like 2000, like all the old videos of the prices and stuff. They're like, you
Oh, where they
this
were
one for,
at,
like,
dude?
you get it for
Oh
like
my
20
gosh.
bucks. You can probably get it for like $50, and I just laugh. I'm like, yeah,
It was great, man. Back in the day,
Mhm.
man, I remember like people were basically giving away video games because they
And even then,
know-
that was like a lot for a game. You were
Yeah.
like, that's expensive. For a game.
$5. I don't know about that. Ugh.
Yep.
Going back to like 2010 or 2015, and $100 for a video game was outrageous.
Yeah, and also I remember my standards being like, it's not complete and box perfect, everything immaculate. I'm not interested. Now I'm just like, if it's a game I really want, I'm like, I'll piece it together over 3 years. Yeah, I'll take the disc. Yeah, give me that.
Yeah.
I'll find the manual. I just whatever it takes now. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm the opposite. I used to be like that, and I spent so much time, money, and effort completing everything, and like going back and being like, this isn't up to standard. Now I'm going to rebuy the game, and doing that for my entire collection. And so now I'm at the point where I don't want it unless it's complete, perfect the first time. The only exception would be getting like box stuff, say like a boxed Game Boy game where you just have to find the card, because that's easy to find. So that'll be my one exception.
Mhm.
Okay. Right on, man. Right on.
Yeah, OG Game Boy stuff is so unreasonable for CIB. Game Boy Colors
God.
is okay. GBA is it's tolerable for a lot of the GBA stuff, surprisingly, but OG Game Boy, no, you're out of the question. You're Game Boy only for everything. I mean, loose card only. Whoops.
Nobody
It
was
was
keeping
funny.
the boxes, man.
Yeah, it was funny though. Like when people were collecting like Super Nintendo and Genesis, I was like kind of a step ahead. I was already collecting Game Boy stuff before it got like popular. So I had got a lot of my stuff for like cheap. Like nobody was charging crazy prices. But that changed fast. I want to say back in 2015, 16, when then people started to dip into the Game Boy stuff. I was lucky to have a lot of the stuff that I wanted already. You know, I did miss out on a couple, but yeah, I couldn't imagine paying some of the prices that people are charging for stuff now, man. It's insane. Like, what was this game? I think Snow Brothers, and for the Game Boy. I think that goes more for the regular one.
Yeah.
On the NES. It's like,
Crazy.
what? Insane.
And that attitude that you brought up in collecting something that isn't hot at the moment, that's what I did when I got into collecting. I did
Smart.
I love PS1 games, but they were expensive back then. That's why I went for the PS3 generation, and then between the PS3, the 360, and the Wii, the only decision going for PS3 games was, well, these aren't scratched because they're Blu-ray. So that's, I went for the cheapest games that were in the condition that were in good condition. It's not like I picked a system that, well, these are all my favorite games. Because if I did that, I would have just collected PS1 games. But I didn't want to spend $50 a game. I wanted to spend $5 a game and buy as many games as I can. So it's smart going for those systems that, not everyone's talking about at the moment. Like the 360 is a good example. People aren't going crazy for the 360 right now. It's starting to get there in a few different games, but overall, if you look at the 360 version of games compared to the Wii or the PS3, it's usually the cheapest.
And it usually is, yeah. I do expect prices for that system to really start going up early or definitely mid next year, because I feel like a similar process will happen when the PS3 for some of its lesser known games started going up when they announced the PSN stores were going to shut down. But we'll wait and see. So far, I got a lot of the pure 360 exclusives that I wanted to own, but still like a few left to get off the list. So it's one focus I've been on for picking up stuff lately before it gets too late.
Do you have a lot that you're still looking for?
Looking at my spreadsheet for all of like just pure 360 exclusives, there's probably like 6 or 7 titles I have left to get. The ones that I primarily wanted to get was any RPGs and if there were any horror games on there, because those are like the two genres that just spike up instantly and never come back down,
Mm-hmm.
But
especially with the backwards compatibility now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big time. And that's an interesting thing, because a lot of these games that are expensive on the 360 are only expensive because they're backwards compatible and people can play them on Xbox One.
Yeah,
but it really comes down to, it's not a collecting preference, it's a playing preference, because people would prefer to play it on the PS3 if that's the only option compared to the 360 and the Wii. But then if you can play it on your Xbox One,
it's still free on the PSN for 7th generation.
Yeah, you can play online for free.
Cool.
Exactly. That's
I feel like,
for granted.
Truthfully, though, I feel like there are a lot of games that play better on the 360 than the PS3.
For the earliest titles during that generation, that's mostly true.
Do you guys remember Bayonetta on the 360 and PS3? It was like night and day. Like how bad the PS3 version was. I was like, wow, dude. Like, how could they even put this out, man? This is insane. The PS3 was just a hard system for companies to work on. If they made a game off the PS3 first and ported it to the 360, the games would be fine. But it was the other way around. The PS3 version would be all jacked up, because I guess like programming games for the PS3 was just a nightmare. And I talked about this before. Like Ken Kisaragi, I think what's the father of the PlayStation name? Ken Kisaragi, I think his name is.
Ken Kutaragi.
Kutaragi, thank you. Mm-hmm. He made the PlayStation systems like very difficult to work on. Like the first 3 PlayStation systems, they were like mostly the PS3, I would say.
Yeah.
And it took a while for companies to get used to it. And by that time, time's going by, they got to get their games out. They're not ready or whatever like that. So it kind of put a lot of companies like on a backlog in a way. So that's why when the 360 came out, like a lot of these companies' games were like being like, they were kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? The way they wanted them to be. They weren't all jacked up, but they were ready to go. So. Yeah.
Well, a lot of these games, because of the fact that the PS3 was so hard to develop for, they just made a Wii version, or they just made a 360 version and ported it to the PS3. It wasn't designed on the PS3
exactly
because it was so hard.
Sony was hoping that it would have been the other way around, that developers would have wanted to make the games first on PS3, because can you blame Sony for the arrogant attitude they had with the success of the PS1 and PS2? PS2 alone has sold way more units than its other competitors combined. Can you really blame them for like how they were starting out in the 7th gen?
They've
honestly?
always been like that. They're
so they
like
thought
they're like that right now more than
they kind of are today. Yeah, but
they're like,
it's not as
we're
bad
gonna
as
raise
it
all our
was
prices
back
on
then.
our online we're gonna give you a couple movies or something, whatever. No, it's like not.
I think Jim Ryan is gone, and can they get Sean Layden back or Jack Tretton? I really miss those guys as CEOs. For Sony.
Wow, dude, I forgot about them.
They really cared, and Andrew House was pretty cool too. Like those three, they knew how to run the company and respect the legacy of the brand. Jim Ryan did not at all. He knew how to handle the business side of things to like keep sales of the system despite all of the stock issues and whatnot. But in terms of respecting the brand, oh my god, he was terrible.
Yeah, he definitely has no respect for like backwards compatibility or any of that stuff. Like he actually
Yeah.
disdains
that
it.
one comment he made during it was like some like expo. It was years ago. He said this where I think they were like demoing a Gran Turismo for like 1 through like probably at the time was like 6 or Sport, and he made a comment to the balls to say that I played like like the original like PS1, PS2 games, and like why would anyone want to play this? You were
Yeah, like-
seriously going to say that to when you are a high executive for a video game brand?
Yeah, your product that was like the best selling product of 1996.
God, that's so remind me on Blizzard when people are like, "Why don't you make vanilla and classic servers?" And they were like, "You don't want that. You think you want to play that, but you don't. I mean, I know you think you do, but
Man, I hate
Come
when
on.
they think like that.
And then they literally like 2 years later, like classic servers. Just kidding. Please come back. Like
Best selling WoW thing we've done in 10 years.
There's,
I think Microsoft is probably one of the most friendly companies out there when it comes to like the gamers and what they want.
I do agree. They're
man,
trying to court people still. They're still in
Yeah.
the like, please come play on our platform. So they do give a damn. That's why they do the backwards compatibility and stuff like that. So
that's what I like about them, man. You can tell they really care. Like, did you guys watch their 20th anniversary? Like the whole,
I
like
did
the whole
parts
thing
of it.
man, it was so
it was
well
pretty
done.
cool for all the videos they uploaded. It was a pretty cool watch
Yeah.
overall. Even acknowledged like their biggest faults throughout their history, and like they're fully aware of it, and even like joked about it too, because that is what it is. What happened?
I feel like
I
if
think that's
Microsoft,
good to be aware of your faults and acknowledge them in a community, because communities make memes and make jokes about these things. So if you can be involved with them, it makes you feel like you're part of the community, not on the outside.
I'm very thankful for Microsoft because I feel like if they weren't in the gaming community right now, we would probably just start getting online games right now. They're the ones that pushed it because Sony didn't want to push it, like the online gameplay, So I feel Microsoft really knocked that out with playing with friends online.
Even though I will forever prefer single player offline experiences, but multiplayer does have its place here. I'm very thankful. I mean,
it's a good option.
Yeah, it's a good option, and I've met friends like online that I do chat with in real life too. So there's that.
Well, online literally, like, I mean, I think fighting games would literally be dead without it. Like, there are certain genres without the arcade and without the online scene, there would be no like. So online is pretty cool, and like esports, like Dota, like I do like all that stuff, and that's all due to online, that competitive PvP thing. But like, see, it's those things. It's like if you like that stuff, it's like being a fan of sports or something. It's like a game that never ends. Like it's seasonal. It's a hobby you can enjoy forever. Whereas, like, I don't know, I have like ADHD with all my hobbies. I don't have the patience to watch the same damn thing all the time. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, my buddy, like, loves Dota, plays it all the time, and I'm just like, dude, I'll play a match here or there, but no way, man. I got all these other games. I can't imagine just watching one damn thing over and over again or playing one game all the time. So that's why that stuff's not.
A lot of people do, like a lot of casual gamers though, that, aren't into collecting games.
Yeah, they want to buy a million games,
but they'll have that one game.
Yeah,
and they'll play it, and then they'll watch it on Twitch, and they'll watch the esports, and that's their gaming. It's just Counter-Strike, and it has been for 10 years, or it's just Dota, or it's just chess, or there's plenty of esports out there today, which is really cool. I wanted to touch on one thing. A few years back, Xbox pushed really hard to get cross console, and Sony were like really against cross console, and it wasn't until games like Fortnite and things like that came along that came eventually Call of Duty, where Sony said, all right, we'll do cross console, and now it's sort of the norm that you can play with your friends on Xbox, and you can jump on a Discord call and play with your friends on PC, and it doesn't matter what console you buy, everyone can play together, and that's how it should be. It shouldn't come down to I bought the wrong console, I got to spend another $400 to play with my friends, because that happens.
Yeah, Sony Japan was kind of stuck in their ways for a while, but they finally came around.
It's
that's gotta-
because that they're the most successful console brand, so therefore they have the biggest install base, and they were all like, we have the most players. So why should we care to like participate with the lesser known players, anyways? So they just didn't have a reason to do it though, because like for the other brands, they just wanted to make themselves look good to like drive more people towards their platforms and all that. That's the main drive behind all of them back then. But
Yeah,
it's
but
also
when you've got that
strange
attitude,
that
it puts a negative tone on the company towards the player base. I was playing PUBG at the time on PlayStation, and we wanted to play with the Xbox players because they'd been playing the game a year longer, and they had a competitive scene already, and there really wasn't like a competitive scene on PlayStation. And eventually we did get cross-play, and it was great, but it took like years of the community begging and begging before it eventually came.
It's so much worse for the companies too. Like if you think about it, think about like games like the Evil Dead game or the Texas Chainsaw game, where you need a steady supply of people always online to play those games, and not that we're all split over all these different consoles. We're all sitting there in queue waiting like idiots instead of playing together. Like it's dumb.
Mhm.
It's not good for the companies too, who are trying to sell the games. That's why even exclusive games they only work if they're like massive hits. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be an exclusive if you're an indie or something. That's not
Yeah,
you want to be on
that
Steam and
hurts.
on the eShop, and you want to be on the PSN store, and you want to get a limited run deal, and you want to be available everywhere.
Well, you want your game to be free, because if you're relying on the player base, you want your game to be free, and the money should be in the skins. Look at that.
In the gems
what was that
and the
limited run
passes.
game that died after like a month because it was online only? It's one of their early releases. I can't think of the game.
What type of game was it for its
Starts
genre?
with an A. I think. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I think I know what you're talking about. Physically,
It became like a $10 limited run game, one of the only ones,
Really?
because it was online only and the service got shut down.
I did not hear about that from Limited Run.
I would like to add, if we had cross-platform from the start, would there be games like Battleborn and Friday the 13th that might still exist because the player base didn't die?
When it comes to online, do you guys mostly prefer player versus player type games? Because when I play online, I like co-op type games like Left 4 Dead, somewhere where you go against the,
It solely depends on the game itself. Because for me, I put nearly like 3,000 hours into Rainbow Six Siege on PC, and I'd like much prefer it to be PvP. But for multiplayer games that be like co-op, it'd be like the very relax and chill co-op games. Like my favorite one would be Stardew Valley, personally. But Left 4 Dead, yeah, that's like another fun one for co-op. I'm not like much into like fast like instant reaction fast paced games like Left 4 Dead 4 co-op, because most of the time if I want to chill with my friends playing a friend like co-op game, I would prefer something slower paced. That's just me though.
Okay. My first online experience was with PS2, and it was Resident Evil Outbreak.
Oh, I'm jealous of that
I
you
got
got
the-
to experience that.
Well, it's crazy. They brought the experience back. I mean, if you could download an emulator, or you could play off your PS2. You could play online with the Japanese version of the game.
Yeah, that's right. I do plan on getting a Japanese version and play it on my modded PS2 for online, because I want to experience what that was like.
Dude, the servers are still live. Like mostly on the weekends, you'll see people there because most of the people will play it like old school. So obviously they got to work through the week probably. But you'll see a lot of they're live on the weekend. You'll see them during the weekdays too. And me and my buddies actually played online about 3 years ago. We had a blast. It was just like so good. It was way better because we could chat with each other instead of using the hand commands in the game, because they wouldn't allow voice chat back on the PS2 for that game.
That game was so ahead of its time back then for online play, and it just came out so early because at that time not everybody had good internet back then, and people bought it because it had Resident Evil on the name, and if they played it single player, they had a rough time because it's really difficult if you're playing single player, from what I understand. So is Outbreak File 2, the Japanese version, is it the same way for the first game that you can play it on a modded system with others online for File 2 that I mean?
At least I played it on emulator, just to make it
Okay.
simpler and everything like that. So, yeah. But the way they're put together and the way you sign on online is really easy, and it's just like really like the game is more fun than it was today than it was before because of the features
Okay.
we have today. Like hopping on
Mhm.
Discord and chatting with your friends while playing
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, chatting,
Great.
like communicating with your other players, like that'll be a lot easier today, of
Right,
course.
right. And the
You just
games,
got to get the game session going.
yeah, and the games still look good today. I mean, they were ahead of its time. You know, they actually started working on Outbreak back after the original Resident Evil 2 came out. They started working on it back then. That's
It would
how
make
crazy it
sense
is.
because the Outbreak games take place in Raccoon City, so they were still like playing around with assets at that time. And that was the first time that they made Raccoon City in a 3D rendered environment because prior to the PS1, they were all just like hand drawn backgrounds. So I think like the Outbreak games, that was the first time where they actually rendered Raccoon City.
Yeah, Raccoon City itself. I think they rendered though Code Veronica too, right? If I
They did, yeah.
okay.
D Street, you touched on how it was interesting that they released it online back in the PS2 era. I was just thinking about that. And because like online gaming would have been so new back then, you'd have to try
Yeah.
it on a franchise that was one of the biggest franchises, right? You couldn't just release a new IP that was going to be online. So releasing it on like a Resident Evil game kind of does make sense.
Yeah, and in that case, what franchise at that time would have been a good candidate to an IP that's very popular at that time and would make a good quality online experience? Because as great as Outbreak is, I don't think Resident Evil would have been the best IP to do that with. But then again, I can't think of any others that come to mind. Like the only thing that would be like Twisted Metal Black online. That was perfect to make an
It's
online version of
it's
that.
like one of my absolute favorite PS2 games, dude. I freaking love that game so much. I can't wait.
Mhm.
They're rumored to be a new Twisted Metal coming out, and I'm dying.
There better be after that awesome Peacock series. I loved
show
that
was
TV
really
show
good, yeah.
so much.
It was
Want to give Forge Bots
delightfully.
shout out for the raid. What's up, Forge Bots? Welcome to the stream, guys. We are doing a Halloween special PlayStation podcast, so feel free to join in.
Heck yeah, yeah, dude. The show on Peacock was amazing.
Mhm.
It was just stupid, and like I really appreciated that it was not trying to do anything other than be stupid and be fun and be ridiculous, and that's all I want from it. I was so pleased. Like it's rare these days you just get something that's just designed to be fun. I don't know. So I'm trying to say there's no like agenda here. It was just like, stupid. It was just
Yeah, I had doubts about the show so much for like the preview trailers that they
Mm.
showed us. Like this seemed very disrespectful to like what Twisted Metal is, but it
Mhm.
was well made. The characters were very likable, and
Yeah.
whenever there was action, I wish there was more action in the game, especially like driving cars around and blowing
Yeah,
stuff up.
I totally
Season 2
agree.
will have more of that.
And my
But
other
what they gave,
criticism
it was
is
well made.
definitely that I think that the clown, what's Sweet Tooth, I think
Sweet
he was
Tooth.
a little too comic reliefy. I kind of wish he was a little more scary. Yeah, honestly, like he should be more terrifying, and he was kind of goofy, which is fine, and I see why they did it, and I get why they did it, but I don't know. I always thought
I mean,
he was like
still kind of
psychopathic.
terrifying.
Yeah, he was because he was like unstable. You didn't know what he was
Yeah,
gonna do. But he was definitely like talk too much. I wanted him to just be like more like scary and grunt, I guess.
God, like
like Twisted Metal from 2013. That's Sweet
Yeah,
Tooth was
I'm
insane.
having because of the
Mhm.
TV show, we get a new game now.
Please,
Seriously?
or just make like a free-to-play Twisted Metal game battle royale, because you know
Yeah,
how
it would be cool.
popular
99,
battle royale
Twisted
games
Metal
are.
99.
Yeah, and like, hey, developers, do you remember what was really the first battle royale game? Twisted Metal. All of you young kids with your Fortnites and garbage, how about we go back to like the series that really started it with video games? Twisted Metal.
It was Battle Royale before Battle Royale was a genre. Like it
Yes.
was, you start with 10, 12 people in the match, and the last one standing wins. That's the idea of Battle Royale, right?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
like these days, like I'm happy to finally have like a Resident Evil 4 remake, Final Fantasy 7 remake. And the one thing that I want to happen is just a new Twisted Metal game to come out. Then I can die peacefully now.
Oh, we still need a Simpsons Hit and Run remake and a Scarface remake, and there's a few. What they announced the Suikoden remakes like 2 years ago. We haven't had them
That's
yet.
Yeah,
been
what is
pushed
going on
back.
with that?
They're waiting for the Elden Chronicle to come out so they could compete with that, so they could leech off the sales of that game. That's what they're waiting on.
The prequel or whatever, the new one.
Then you're waiting for a game that's like being delayed to release, and your game's ready.
Hey, you
God,
know what
I
is coming out though in like 3 days? Reggie knows. It's the
Which
new
one?
Star Ocean.
Oh my god, dude!
Like
You know
November
what's crazy?
2nd, I think.
Square Enix, somebody from Square Enix hit me up, said, "Hey, Reggie, we saw the video. Would you like a download code?" I was like, "Yeah, what are you talking about?"
You joking? You should have just put that in the message.
I know. I wish they would have gave it to me this weekend though, because I could have played this weekend. They're talking about giving it to me on Wednesday, the day before it comes out. I'm like, oh, fine, whatever. I could do like a
You're
mini
still
review,
gonna
maybe.
buy it, like
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's
You're
that's
getting a
Dude,
physical
Star
copy
Ocean:
at
The Second
least.
Story. I still remember when I got that game. When I first saw it, and I just happened to rent because information back then was hard to come by unless you like got the gaming magazines. But I remember I called my EB Games, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys have a Star Ocean: The Second Story?" He's like, "Yeah, we got that game." I said, I was shocked because I was expecting them to say no, and they were going to give me the date. And I flew down to that mall, picked it up that same day, and was like, dude, like popping that thing in and just going on that adventure, man. It was so good. I mean,
Dude,
I'm going to relive it again
RPGs
in a couple of days. So I'm happy.
RPGs hit different back in the day, man. Like it's not.
Oh yeah,
like
because
it-
all
now
the
when there's a
effort was
million of
100%.
them. Yeah, and back then it was like you didn't get them all the time. Like you
Mhm.
had to wait for a new one to come out. Like it wasn't like that. Like so, I don't know.
Everybody's trying to recreate the feeling of RPGs from the golden era.
Ugh,
You know,
dude,
so it's
PS1
saturated.
RPGs, there's nothing like that, dude.
I mean,
So
so
I'm
many.
happy that it's done because it's another one that I've always had Star Ocean. The second is it the second generation?
Story.
Second story.
Second
I've always
story,
had it
yeah.
on a list of
The first two Star Ocean. Why it's called
second.
Second Story is because the first two games are direct sequels to each other. That's why they just called it Second Story because characters are related to the first game. But
The first
yeah,
game's
man.
on the PSN store, I think, right, for really cheap right now. If anybody is interested,
Yeah.
First Departure or whatever. I think it's the PSP one or whatever.
I've
Yeah,
always had it on a list of games I want, but it's just one of those things that's so expensive. So now that it's coming out on the PS4 and the PS5, you know, it's accessible. You can play it. You don't have to pay, you know, $200 to be able to play it.
and oh, John,
Hey,
thanks.
Entry Gaming, what's up, man?
It's John
What's
from
up,
Entry
Entry?
Gaming.
Thanks for the super chat.
Appreciate it.
The
Very
super
cool.
chat. What is the best nation in the world? Donation. All right. So,
But yeah,
but
dude,
also available on the Switch too. That Star Ocean game. Oh, Joe.
Ooh,
Yeah,
You guys
I'll probably
play it on the go.
Play it.
You get
I'll
you
pick
get
up
them both.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
I mean,
them both.
I love having
ordered-
access to a portable like system like that. Like, oh,
I
wow.
ordered the Persona 3 portable for both and Persona 4 for both. And I almost got them damn Nitro decks, but I like stopped myself. I'm like, all right. I have a feeling they're gonna start releasing these Nitro decks like they do this. There's gonna be a million of them, so I need to not get involved in this because I'll start getting them all like a madman. I already got one of them. I got the Super Nintendo one, and I'm good. I'm done.
Nice
They're-
job.
They're cool. Yeah, they just make your Switch giant and like it makes them like feel like a Steam Deck kind of the same size.
Speaking of the Switch, real fast. I mean, what do you guys think of the? I mean, I know we're ahead of the game on it. I mean, like, well, we don't know too much, but the Switch 2, do you think it would be backwards compatible?
It better be with how big the Switch's install base is.
Yeah.
It's like what the third best-selling console overall, right behind the
What?
PS2 and
It caught up
the
to PS2 and PS1.
yeah. It's like 3 or 4
PS2
on
and
the list.
I think it's
right
3.
now.
PS2 is still number one, I think.
And I think the Nintendo
I thought
PS2
the
is
DS
still number
was
1, yeah.
up there in second. Am I
The
right?
Switch might be second. It's
PS1
PS1,
might be-
DS, and Switch are like the top 3.
But
or
as
so,
console
anyway.
system, yeah, it's a hybrid. So, oh wow, that's great. That's awesome.
Right.
They
number
say
one,
that-
Been on top with the PS4 if they delayed the PS5 for a couple of years, but they didn't. So I feel like maybe Nintendo are at this point now where, you know, they can just continue with the Switch and they'll keep selling and it'll be the number
It
one
will.
selling system of all time. Or they can release a new system. I feel like Nintendo have such pull right now that they don't even have to release a backwards compatible system and they'll still sell, you know, 50 million systems in the first 18 months if they want to.
Maybe. Maybe
You're
yes,
looking at
maybe
the
no.
list right now.
Well, if they put out 3 or 4
125, Switch
big
130.
AAA titles, then people
Yes,
are gonna
if they release
I'm
like
looking
the
at the
new,
list.
if they release like a bunch of Zelda remasters and
Wow.
the new Metroid 4 and like they actually come out with a ton of bangers to sell the system, they might be able to, but I don't know. See, my thing with them, I just don't see them releasing a system that will use Joy-Cons. Like at least I hope they don't, because I think the Joy-Cons are the worst thing that ever happened. I hate them so much.
It's one of the worst things they've ever done. I hate
think
the
so.
Joy-Cons so much.
I can't stand them.
Hey
I'm
guys,
just, what up?
so going off of the best-selling consoles of all time, PS2 is still number 1.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think anybody's
Rightfully
going to
so.
pass it. But who came close to the PS1 and PS2? I mean, is actually Nintendo DS.
Yeah,
Nintendo DS.
It's like a million or two off of the PS2. And
Yeah,
then
that's
the
it.
next is number 3, the Switch, which is almost
Yep.
at 130 million.
See,
They
you
never
never.
ain't right with the DS though, because the DS was region free. They made the 3DS backwards compatible, so you can keep
Region
buying
free helped
DS.
out a lot. Yep.
Made
So I got-
sense to do all these things.
I gotta say something about the DS though. Literally, anytime someone is selling a DS, I have never. Oh, it's just always just the biggest pile of turds I've ever seen for games in my life.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
there
kinda
are.
legit.
One good
There's a
one.
billion games on the DS that are very good, but nobody got them. Everybody has the same, like, it's like 3 educational games, some puppy game, and a freaking, like, it's always just dog shit. It's just, oh, man.
Because that's most of the demographic that bought the system. It just appealed to casuals so much for that type of garbage. And it's just
No one's ever
unfortunate.
just like, I got all the Dragon Quest games, $10. Nobody ever, not once.
No one has it. No one has Solo Robo at all, which is one game I would love to have, as well as
I got
12
that.
Concerto.
Dude, I remember when that game was all over the place, and I kept telling people, "Man, Solo Robo, this is gonna be rare because this is a part of the freaking Tail Concerto series." Everybody's like, whatever, Reggie, shut up. And now look where that game is at. I was laughing at some of my friends who I told to buy it. And what's weird about that game is the American version is like it's like a complete version from what they told me from the PAL version. There's something missing in the PAL version of the game. I can't remember what it was, but still, that's a solid
Two of
game.
them on the DS, right?
Well, I think the DS actually has quite a few games where that best version of the game is the DS version. There's I think isn't like the best Chrono Trigger on DS, and
Yeah, that's the definitive version because they actually connected Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross storyline together in the DS version, so it's really cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
They did it.
So there's added story content in the DS version, is what you're
Mostly
saying.
in the ending,
And-
yeah.
Okay.
and no load times like that PS1 version. which
Plus, you
is
get the
why-
cartoon cutscenes as well. If you
Yeah, I
like
heard that
those.
one's the best. There's a couple other games like that. I think there's a Mario game or two that I think is the better version or something. I'm not sure. I'm not a DS expert. That's one console I never delved into because every time I try to buy games, all I find is puppy games and friggin', get dressed and go shopping games and whatever the hell these
And
things
those-
are.
Or those are games where you had to you had to upkeep the animal pretty much, or it could possibly die
Yeah.
on you, right?
Yeah.
You wait imagine putting that game in a
Pressure.
DS and you say you turn it on as a dead, like, oh my god, that was crazy. Wow.
It's so funny. I got a game from my girlfriend. It was like a puppy hospital game or something. And she's like, yeah, it's a little too realistic. I spent an hour picking ticks off a dog. This isn't fun. This is weird.
I think if we look at 3DS games, it's going to be interesting down the line if we get updated versions of them, because those games were made for a system that had 3D designed with it. So you can't
Right.
replicate those on the monitor or anything. So it's,
Yeah,
we're going to be playing watered down versions of these games.
They're already trying with that one
like
game.
Legend of Legacy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was just
PS5 coming out.
announced to get re-released.
I was like, that game is not even that good, man. They should release the sequel
Yeah,
to it.
I was kind of shocked out of all the games to pick. They picked that one. That's
Yeah.
I could list a few better ones.
They want to see how much money you can make on it, then they'll justify bringing out the second one for you. I know how they
Wonder
work,
if
man.
they'll ever make like a collection of the Professor Layton games now that the newest one is coming out.
Whoa, that would be
I think
good.
they would, right?
It would make sense, honestly, because a lot of hype has came up since like a few directs ago that they announced the newest one. I can't remember what the name of the newest one is, but I remember the last game they made on the DS, not the spin-off where you're playing as Layton's daughter. I think it's called the Azren Legacy. That game is really rare on the 3DS. That I could only find brand new copies of it, and it was like $120. I want to say that I bought it for, and I opened it because I did want to play it eventually. But then fast forward, like say like 2 or 3 weeks after I bought it, then the direct came out that they announced the new Layton game, and then the price for the Azran Legacy like doubled. It's like, oh my god, I'm so glad I bought. That was too much money to drop on that game. It's like, I'm glad I got it now.
Oh, can I make a prediction? I think that this new analog N64 thing is going to make N64 games go a lot up. If you guys are into that.
100%.
I think if you
Probably.
guys want N64 games, you better get the ones you want soon. So I'm just putting that word
I
out
might
there.
I might start hunting for some because I sold my 64 collection again a couple years ago, but I do have a couple games and I'm kind of slowly building it back. So if I get a hold of that system, I mean that'll be a new experience playing those games like that, you know.
Dude,
so.
region free too, man. That's
Oh,
cool.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
freaking cool. And that makes me really excited, Reggie. That's what spurred my little Japanese PS1 purchasing. Is
Yeah.
I'm like, what if they do that for PS1? What if they just come out with a dope PS1 or PS2 that plays all the regions at 4K? Hey, oh my god! So I'm getting ready. I'm buying them.
I just
all
had to
now.
let you guys know, and Joe and Fixie, you guys know this. Like when I found like a region free PS2, that changed my life for gaming, dude. Because I was playing games I've been wanting to play for years, like Chaos Break,
Japanese games.
dude. I was
The
like, oh my
Michigan
god,
Report
Forbidden
from
Siren
Hell.
Part 2. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
dude,
dude,
it really.
I've got that sitting next to me.
I'm gonna buy
Remember-
that finally because I have Siren 1 and Siren 3, and I never got 2 because
2 is the
I
best
couldn't
one.
play it, and now
2
I'm
is
gonna
the
get
best
it.
one, hands down.
I'm getting it now.
We're talking about it. I'm going to show
Just
it.
let people know. The Forbidden
Actually, no.
Siren series.
Nobody else
created
buy
by-
that game. That game sucks.
Don't buy this. Joe wants it.
Nah.
Yeah,
Just
stay away from
starting
it.
off what Joe was saying, like the prices of games aren't decided by the collectors. The prices of games are really dictated by gamers,
interest
people wanting to
in-
play them. So if
Yeah.
suddenly all these N64 games become accessible to the average gamer, then guess what? The prices are going to go up because
And
it
the
just makes
market
sense.
goes up. Like when the 3DS went crazy when they shutting all the stores. That's not like trends. Like just happens.
Guys, we have something special installed tonight. And I think we get into it. So we have a very, very big quiz for tonight. And for the first time ever, we are going to be doing teams. So tonight's teams, we have Joe and Reggie teaming up, taking on Sylvan and D Street.
Right.
So let's get into this, guys.
We got a thing. We're Team Radical. Yeah, let's go.
Perfect timing on that.
All right, before we start, though, we will get into chat's question. So, chat, we have 2 different podcasts going each week, and each podcast have 2 different quizzes for you guys. The way it works is if you answer the question correctly, you get a point. If you get 5 points, you win a video game shipped anywhere in the world. So the way to win the game is you have to guess the title of the game off the photo by changing one letter to make a video game. So, chat, here is your question tonight.
It's harder than you think. So you got to think what that is, and then whatever the L is an N,
What is that?
and that's the game.
I mean, you can already tell by looking at it what it is, but
We're going to leave it up. First person to answer will get the point.
Armpit hair. That's all I'm seeing.
let's see what they're saying. Someone said Digimon Champions. What the-
Digimon.
Oh no, he just
Give him a point for that anyway. That's cool.
We will come back to it. But while we're waiting for chat, let's start the quiz. So, Joe and Reggie, you guys are going to be on first tonight.
Okay.
Let me not look at the answers.
So,
Hold on.
first question: what game is this screenshot from?
Ilbly.
That is from Ilbreed. That's correct.
Team
All right.
Radical, baby.
Ah,
Oh,
so we
God.
do it.
God, I really want that game. That game looks so good.
All right, question 2. This is for Team D Street and Silver.
Oh yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of horror themed questions if that helps you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole
Thanks.
quiz is
It's
horror
spooky.
themed.
It's a spooky.
Yeah. All right, question 2. What screenshot is this from? What video game is this screenshot from?
Oh my god, that's the easy one.
You guys can consult. You guys can consult. We can do like a final answer thing because you guys can talk to each other.
You can talk between you.
I don't know what it's from, but it's turning me on. I'll tell you that.
Dude, I want to. I know exactly what it is too, and I just.
We get to guess if they don't get it. We get to steal their points, Reggie.
That's right.
You're gonna
So-
make this team. You can carry us this whole game.
So, Sylvia, do you have an answer? I think I know what it is, but feel like it could be wrong.
Then I go with you. I trust you on this one.
That
Is-
means he has no fucking idea.
Is it
Sorry.
Forbidden Siren 3, the one that came out on
Oh!
PS3?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
I'll give that because it was Siren Blood Curse.
Siren
Yeah,
Blood,
it's-
yeah,
that
that's
The
is
what
names
it
are
is.
weird. There's like two different names. There's translation.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's
one of
that
those games. Like, why didn't they just call it Siren for all the games and through all the regions? It was so dumb. So-
I think it might have been because they didn't get two released in one region, so they didn't want to confuse
and
people.
and
things like
physically,
that.
it only came out in Europe. In the States, we only got it digitally, which I do have. But
Which sucked. We had to download all these different chapters. If you remember that, like when the game came out for America, I was like, dude, what the heck?
yeah, I wouldn't know. 'Cause I actually got the game like a few months ago, matter of fact. So I wouldn't know what it was like.
Moving on to question 3. This is for Reggie and Joe. I was reading out your names in one. Which gaming company organized a competition in which the main prize was a blood-cooled PC?
Blood cooled PC.
Ooh,
That is freaking evil as hell.
that's a tough one.
Why do I feel like I've seen that before?
Which can you say that one more time? Which gaming company? Which
Which
or
gaming
publisher?
company? So I'll take the company or the video game itself.
Okay, a game that's focused around blood as the main thing. Um,
I think. Oh
what are you
my God.
thinking?
Mm.
Is this a? Oh man, well,
Think of some kind of a vampire game or something, man. But I don't know.
I mean, I was gonna guess a certain game, but I don't know. You want me to go for it?
What?
Joe?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. So
Back for Blood.
Incorrect.
Oh
Big
my
Z, you're supposed to say yes. You're correct, Reggie.
Moves over to D Street and Sylvan for the steal.
See, that was my answer too, Reggie. So.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It's the
I
gaming
mean,
company. or
I
the
know it
name
ain't
of the
the
game?
the game Blood is the best game ever, like ever PC game ever made. So, but I know it ain't that. You guys ever played Blood, the old school FPS?
Mhm.
It's so good, dude.
This definitely would be a newer game because those are newer components. I'm an IT
Yeah,
guy,
that's clearly not
Yeah.
that game. That's clearly not Blood.
so it cannot be Left 4 Dead 'cause that's too old.
all right.
Sylvia, you have any
No,
ideas?
just driving that
I'm
PC.
totally not familiar with the PC games, so
Gotcha. So I'm.
but it has to be Horror Run, released on PC.
Is it Killing Floor 2?
Huh.
Incorrect. So the
Vampire
answer
Masquerade.
looking for was
That was my guess.
Diablo
Ah.
4
Diablo?
or
Huh.
Blizzard.
Oh wow! If my buddy John was here, he would have knew. Yeah, he's all about Diablo.
Moving on to question number 4. D Street and Sylvan, this one's for you.
I feel like
So I'm
that-
going to show you part of an advertisement poster, and you have to tell me what video game this is from.
Oh, he got the easy ones.
I think I got it. Do you know it?
Go ahead, Sylvia. It's
Is
not
it
coming to mind for me.
Sylvia.
Lollipop
That's not a-
Chainsaw.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that's,
from Lollipop
oh my
Chainsaw,
God,
that's
that's right.
The lipstick gave it away.
Yeah.
All right, we have a quick score update. Joe
No, we
and
don't need
Reggie, we've got 1 point, and Sylvan and D Street have moved ahead to 2 points. Still anyone's game at this point. Moving on to question number 5. Joe and Reggie, this one's for you. What word?
We get PC questions. They get PS3 questions. Let's just throw that out there.
What word is missing from the GamePro magazine review of the Jersey Devil video game?
Oh,
Fans of Crash and Croc should be pick up this title, but be prepared for some blank, frustrating situations.
or some.
Dude. Why what?
Joe, you're good at curse words, man. Maybe you got this.
Fans of Crash or Croc should pick up this title, but be prepared for some blank, frustrating situations. I'm gonna say devilish would be my guess because it's a devil game. That would be my guess.
Correct answer? It's devilish.
Yes.
Good enough. I mean, I'll
I need
take
Joe
it.
to get this.
I'll take
So
it.
talk about-
Did you guys ever play that game? That was the one game I rented so many times back then.
Oh, is it a good one? I'm
It-
like honestly, I'm
Yeah,
loving.
solid.
I'm back.
It's good. It is like a Mario 3D platformer game, but
love that
it's
stuff.
got some janky. It's really
Camera.
janky when it comes to like landing on platformers. So don't
Is it
expect a
pre
lot from
Dual
it.
Shock? Is it like
It was after DualShock, but it's not
okay?
a perfect implementation of it though. But it still works with the DualShock though.
Yeah. Some of the like
the
playing
music
Croc
is
is
awesome,
tough
though.
these days. Some of the trolls and stuff. But...
Mhm.
All right, guys, moving on to the next question. This one is for D Street and Sylvan, and you have to tell me what word is missing from the front cover of this video game.
Yo,
This is really a game, dude.
this
It's
looks
hilarious.
like one of our fake thumbnails, dude.
It really does.
Yo, I gotta say, I went through like all the PlayStation for my Steam Deck, and the pal, you got some ugly looking games, man.
Yeah, we have.
Game
Dude,
Boy.
I saw this one game. Oh, it's like Santa Saves the Earth. Oh my god, dude, it looks so bad. I was just like, what the hell? And I downloaded it. I had to. Look. Anyway, sorry, guy. What's the answer, boys?
Do you know it, the street?
I have no idea. It'd just be a guesswork for me, Sylvan.
Yeah. Let me try with Freaky.
Freaking Adventure is incorrect. Joe, Reggie, for the steal.
I'm thinking it's monsters or something, man. They're all
Yeah.
like classic horror monsters. I'm thinking it's Muppet Monster Adventure
Yeah.
would be.
Correct answer is Monster.
Yes.
yeah. Let's
In the lead.
go. Yes.
And we get another score update.
And now we can let's update it now.
Sylvan and D Street have got 2 points, but in the lead, Reggie and Joe are on 3 points. Let's
That's
go, guys.
right.
And I will just confirm no one has named chat's question at this point. So anyone's still up for grabs, I will just bring up chat's question again.
Give us the title.
And it's the title of a video game. You have to rearrange one of the letters. Down here is a clue. While we're waiting for chat, let's get back into the quiz, guys. Question number 7. This one is for Joe and Reggie. Now, you guys have to guess the game from the pictures.
Okay.
Oh, I love this stuff. All right.
What the?
I hate this stuff. I know it.
Okay.
I'm bad at these.
I know it.
Oh, it's Michigan Report from Hell.
Wow.
Well, D Street State, it's Michigan Report. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Reggie, thank
Yeah.
you for showing this game in your Hidden Gems video
Oh,
with
yeah.
Jason. My home state here. When you showed it, it's like, I want this badly.
Yeah. It's such a cool game. It's very eerie and it's like, wow.
And I didn't
Cool.
know it was made by Suda51 until I started
One of their
getting in
first
the mood
games, I
to
think.
buy it.
Oh, I didn't know that was a Suda 51
It
game.
is. That's
I never knew
mainly why it's very expensive for the European version. It's a game that he made, aside from it being very rare in Europe still.
They didn't ask him permission to make the European
No, they
version.
didn't.
Yeah, so it's weird.
That was
You're
really
finding
weird.
out your game got made and you're not getting any money for it.
Mhm.
All right, let's move on to the Sylvan and D Street's picture question. Name the video game from these photos, guys.
Well done, sir. Solid. Oh man. Dude,
That slogan, everybody dies or lies
Is that what you want to
from
look at?
us. No, I'm just negotiating.
Reggie,
With
I
the
hope you
street.
know this. I do. have no
I
idea.
don't know it, man. I'm just laughing because every time I see House, I think about that episode where he's getting picked on by that crazy cop.
Dude, I love that stuff.
Is it our
Second
turn?
one.
No.
No,
No.
you haven't answered yet.
You guys take your time. Check. take a good look at it.
Yeah, I guess I have no idea.
I think second is P or peeing, piss. Do you know some games with P?
I mean, I do know some games with
Yeah.
P, but none that not PlayStation. I
No,
just
no
know some-
PlayStation related, man.
some IRL games.
I'll give you guys 10 seconds. We'll need an answer.
Do you have something, Sylvan?
Mm, I have no clue. Life of Pi.
No?
It's not even
Hey, at
a
least you
game.
put
It's
an
not a
answer
movie.
All right. Reggie, Joe, for the steal. What's this game?
Dude, I don't know. All right, so this could go a few ways. All right, so let's just think about this picture on the right for a minute.
Okay.
It's a statue.
Mhm.
It's peeing. It's pissing. It could be leak.
Yeah.
It could be leak. It could be whiz. It could be like whiz, like hate whiz, like house whiz, house anything with whiz. Are there any games with whiz? You think of piss, pee? No.
I mean, Wiz and Wiz.
Fountain. It is. It could just be a fountain. You know what I mean? Is a fountain? Is there a game with a fountain?
It's in Brussels, Belgium.
House Foundation. I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. I think we might have to I think we might have to tap on this one. I don't know.
Yeah, me too, man.
Small
right.
child peeing is not my forte.
So I'm going to
Angel.
say it's incorrect, and I'm going to reveal the answer was a recent game that I want to play. Lies of
Oh,
Oh, that's almost
never-
what he said. He said life of pie or something. I think he meant to say lies of pea. I think Sylvan just said it wrong.
Yeah.
That's what he meant.
That
if
was
that's
what
fair.
he was trying to say.
Yeah, I think we should give him the point.
That's
I
my
mean,
bad.
I
man.
honestly
I
think
can
that-
report on that. I'm
That
sorry.
is what he meant. No? All right. Sorry.
All right, so this
I tried
next
for you.
round's going to be interesting. So we will get a score update.
Because Life of Pi is a movie about a kid
Yeah.
with a tiger on a boat. That's
I
not
don't know. Maybe it's a game.
That's why I was laughing. I'm like, what are you
Yeah,
talking
I
about?
know. So Reggie and Joe have got 4 points. Sylvan and D Street are on 2. So we will move on to a new round that we've never done before. This is a little bit interesting. So as it is Halloween, Horror Week, we are going to get you guys to name all the games in the Resident Evil franchise. Sylvan and D Street, you guys will start by naming one game. Joe and Reggie, you guys will then name a game. Then we'll go back to you guys. And this game will stop when we have a game that hasn't been named correctly, or you repeat a game, so you got to be on the ball. Let's start, guys. D Street, Sylvan. All the Resident Evil spin-off games.
Resident Evil 2.
That is correct. Just give me a second because I'm knocking
Yes.
them off the list as we go. All right, Joe and Reggie.
Resident Evil 1. I mean, are we like going to do like director's cut versus the regular one
There's
and all that?
absolutely everything. Resident Evil 1's on the list.
Okay.
Let's
We-
go Resident
we
Evil
did-
1.
D Street, Sylvan
Resident Evil director's cut.
on the list. Give me a second.
This is going to take forever, dude. There's so many, man.
There's a lot.
Oh my god.
Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which is the best Resident Evil game ever.
On the list. D Street and Sylvan.
Resident Evil 4.
That's there. Joe and Reggie.
Code Veronica.
That's there. Next.
Outbreak.
Resident-
Outbreak
Ooh.
there. Next.
Raccoon City.
Raccoon City is there.
Better
Next.
be.
Resident Evil Biohazard. With PS4.
Which is 7.
It was just 7. That's the weirdest named main entry in the
Yeah,
series.
it is.
That's
It's like
there.
a soft reboot. Resident Evil 8 Village.
Yep. I'm taking all remakes and spin-offs as well.
Okay.
Next.
Resident Evil 5.
That's there. Next.
Look, Resident Evil 6. I don't care what anybody says about it.
You got to explain yourself one of these days, Reggie.
Next. D Street and Silver.
Oh, okay. Outbreak File 2.
Ooh.
That was there. Joe and Reggie.
Resident Evil Survivor. Gotta survive.
That's a good
I
one.
got that recently. I look forward to playing it.
It's fun.
Is that the light gun one or?
On the PS1.
Well, it was supposed to be Light Gun in America, but they took it away.
Mhm. It was the last one they made on the PS1 too.
All right, D Street and Silver.
Let's see.
No looking at your phone.
I'm not.
No,
It's right here. I'll put it over here. Okay, let's see.
It's also the editions you said.
Yeah.
Then Resident Evil 4 Wii edition.
That is that. I haven't got that on the list.
It exists.
I'm not different like editions on games, but I'll do remakes I've got on the list.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just so it'll be simpler, because we think every version, we're going to be stuck here for a minute.
Yeah, so
No,
I need to make around some.
It's just in the title also, so I thought maybe it's.
No, I like that thing outside the box.
Is that a strike against us or no?
No, no strike. I just
No,
need
you're good.
Oh, okay. Resident Evil Remake, the first one.
Mm.
Joe and Reggie.
Resident Evil Remake 2.
Yep.
Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Yep.
This was I thinking.
Oh, how about we do 4 remake? No one said that one yet.
Yep.
Boom.
List is
That's
getting
the best
smaller.
Resident Evil game, Reggie. IMO. Well, they're all great though. What are
12 left.
Umbrella Chronicles.
Dang. It's a good one.
I love those guns. They're so underrated in the series.
Dark Side Chronicles.
Yep.
We're getting into the tough territory now. I'm
The
excited.
spin-offs, essentially. We've got all
Yeah,
the mainline
that's where I gotta
games.
excel at.
Well, these ones are out of the way.
Mhm. The was it Gun Survivor 2, the European exclusive?
Nice.
That's on there.
Good.
Joe and Reggie.
Gun
No one-
Survivor. Well, it's called
Okay.
Dead Aim, but it's Gun Survivor 4. But Resident Evil, yeah.
Oh, that's what it was called in other regions
Yeah.
for Dead
D
Aim.
Street and Silver.
Yeah, Gun Survivor 4.
Resident. Maybe I fuck it up, but sorry. Resident Evil Outbreak 2.
Where? Oh,
That's
Okay,
already
said that
been
one.
said. I'm gonna give you as a strike. It's 3 strikes.
Oh.
Joe and Reggie.
Resident Evil. Ready for this? Revelations.
Yep.
That's on there.
See, that sucks because now they get to say the other one.
D
I,
Street and
well,
Silver.
they probably didn't know another one existed.
I mean, there's no other one.
Revelations 2.
No, there's only 3. There's no 2. Damn it!
All right, Joe and Reggie.
I got. I'll go.
Resident
When
You
I
got it?
when
You
no
got it?
when you no when you don't know anymore, if there are any, I'll go.
I'm surprised no one mentioned this one, but Resident Evil Gaiden for the Game Boy Color.
That one's there.
That's there.
Got 5 left. D Street and Silver.
There is Umbrella Corps.
Mm.
That one's there. 4 left. Joe and Reggie.
Dang it, that was going to be the ones I was going to say.
Yeah. Man.
Do these include?
Oh, I
like
know
a-
one. I know one. I
You
got
know
one.
what? Go for it.
Resident Evil 0.
Ooh, no
there.
one mentioned that.
I don't know how we missed that.
Ah,
D Street and
keeping it,
Silver.
I've been keeping it in the pocket.
Did we have the 3DS game already?
I don't know anymore. I don't think.
There is one more 3DS game. I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it is.
It's Resident Evil: The Mercenaries 3D.
That one's there.
That was the first Resident Evil game where third person you can move while you're aiming. Fun fact.
Only one I don't own, man. I just couldn't.
Really-
Just find it.
Still really,
Look
really
at
cheap.
Joe and Reggie.
So what I was going to ask, does this list include like prototypes or just official games that were released?
I think just official games.
Okay, so let me think of something here that we haven't mentioned already.
Dude, I don't know.
They knocked out some tough ones, man.
Mhm.
Wow.
Bro, I don't know anymore. I don't.
And there's like 4 more on the list. You said
I've got 2 more.
2 more. Okay, well,
It's
that's
two
good.
more.
Well, it's kind of weird because I'm thinking about. Okay, we
I
can't
know
do
one.
different versions of them. I'm having a tough time thinking about this. Give me.
I know like one more right now.
I got a little bit of time, right? Fixie just
I'll give you 10 seconds and then you get a strike. You
10
haven't
more
got-
seconds.
You haven't got any strikes.
Fixie, and Fixie's punishing. Joe, you got something? I can't think of anything right now.
No, dude. I do not.
Fixie scared me.
He's scared, dude.
Oh, I know the second one.
No, man.
All right, I'm going to give you guys a strike.
Oh,
One
all right.
strike apiece at this point. Dean Street and Silver
Resident Evil Resistance.
is on the list.
Yes.
What? Come
I don't
on,
even know-
man.
I don't even know what that is.
Me and my
Some-
friend played
Now,
that a little bit.
what
It was
this
a
is
free
gonna
game
come down
included with
to,
R3
strikes are
remake.
not in play anymore.
Okay.
This comes down to Joe and Reggie. I got one game. You guys have to name it. Otherwise, D Street and Silver get the point.
Okay, last one.
Yep.
Resident Evil Versus.
It's the last one, and Joe and Reggie take the
Ah, that's
Wow,
right.
dude. Jesus, I don't even know what.
point.
Oh wait, that's just like the online only.
Yeah,
version or
It,
whatever,
it
right?
was bundled with Village, but
mode
didn't
or
come out like
something?
months after, and nobody played it at all. I didn't even
Bullshit.
know
That's
it
what it
came out.
Yeah, it was like a PvP game, like a
Yeah, they basically took all the assets
Oh,
from
thank
all
God,
like the
dude.
RE Engine games and just put it into whatever this multiplayer mashup was that nobody cared for.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
I'm impressed. You guys got every single game. We had 29 on the list. You guys
We got every game, dude.
Yeah.
Man, we're Resident Evil fans. You got to
Yeah.
give it to us.
One of the best.
But the quiz isn't over. We are halfway. We still have a long way
Halfway.
to go.
Dude, this quiz.
Fixie, man,
This is
he's
the
pumped.
biggest quiz you've ever seen.
It's awesome.
We have a quick score update. Joe and Reggie have taken a lead of 5. Silver and D Street are
we did.
behind on 2. There's a bit of work to be done here.
That was all for 1 point. Dear God.
Let's move on to the next
Jeez.
round.
Now watch the next question. Will be like, "What color is Mario's hat? Red." Like, what the hell?
Well, I didn't want to
That
make
was
it
not
worth
Halloween
29
themed,
points.
though.
So,
30 minutes.
all right. So the next round is going to be a music round where I'm going to play some theme songs or different music from video games, and you have to tell me what video game it's from. So going first will
I'm
be
so
D Street
bad at these.
Silver.
Oh God, Reggie. It's so
What game is this from? These are all main themes, actually.
so much going on. That was it. Oh,
It's gotta,
good,
I mean,
good luck.
dude, that's hard to narrow it down.
Clarification: these are all still horror games because we're sticking with the theme.
They all have horror themes. They're not horror direct games, but they all sort of have horror themes. Related.
They're a little bit spooky. They're a bit creepy.
It's not going to be Mario, you know.
Yeah.
Ah, there goes my guess.
And I did just scroll back. No one has gotten chat's question at this point.
I feel like these guys forgot about it. We might have to remind them.
Yeah, while D-Street's thinking, I'll just quickly pull up chat's question.
Yeah.
In case anyone new's jumped in, here's chat's question for the week. I need the video game from this image, and we have one clue in the bottom left-hand corner of the image. All right, D-Street Silver, I need an answer.
I have no clue. Do you? Mhm.
Is it Assassin's Creed Revelations?
Incorrect. Joe and Reggie?
Is it Alan
It's like-
Wakeman?
It's like no.
No, that's not.
Is it is that Freddie Mercury?
Not Fred. Okay, I'm going to say incorrect. So,
No. That's not my real answer. Let Reggie answer for real. I have no idea.
It was like I feel like it's a game on the Wii. It's that one called because
Oh, the Calling or whatever.
not the Calling. It's that art. Well, it's an RPG with horror elements in it, kind of. Well, no, horror theme,
Oh.
right? So pretty much that means
That
the game is horror.
tower. The tower.
That's what I was thinking. That one, yeah.
Hmm.
I'll take that, but it is incorrect because that was from,
No, Fixie is right. Just kidding.
that was the main theme of Bloodborne.
I knew it was a Soulsborne
Yeah,
game.
I never
knew
played that.
You haven't played
Well, I think
Bloodborne?
I've
Okay.
heard
I
that
know,
one
dude. Everybody's
somewhere
getting
else,
me about it. I have not played it yet, and that's the one they tell me to play.
Need
If you
play
have to
it.
pick one From Software game, make it Bloodborne. That's the best one to play.
Yeah, but I'd recommend Elden Ring for someone to start.
That too, yeah. That's another good option.
Bloodborne can just feel really hard and suck because there's a learning curve in that game. So, if that's the case, jump into Elden Ring and then jump back in and you'll feel overpowered and enjoy the game.
Mhm.
All right, let's move on to question number 2. Joe and Reggie, this one's for you.
Oh, this is easy. Want me to say it? Joe, you
Yeah.
got it? I got it.
You got it. Go ahead.
Oh, Joe, I'm going to give it to you. Go ahead. Just kidding.
I don't
It's
know.
The Walking Dead. Right, Pixie?
Okay, go for it. What is it?
I said the answer.
You said
What'd you
Walking
say?
Dead.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm a bit deaf. I did correct. All right, let's
Nice,
move on to
dude.
question number 3. D
I actually
Street.
have played that too, and I should probably know that. Talking about is like the Telltale game.
Yeah. Oh, that's the easy one. I know D Street's got this one.
Silent Hill.
Look at you, he's ready.
Almost like a bonus point. Shows the game as well.
I
No, that's worth a
love
point.
Never
that
forget that
guitar
thing,
theme
man.
so
Silent
much.
Hill Part 1 is like one of the best horror games ever.
Yes.
So eerie and unnerving.
All right, moving on to question 4. Joe and Reggie.
Sounds like Diablo to me.
No, man, that's not. I
No,
noticed. I
no.
noticed. Oh my god, I was just playing this game the other day. Play it again. The Last of Us.
That's The Last of Us.
Yeah, that's how we do
Nice,
it.
bro. Nice, dude.
All right, moving on to question 6. D Street and Sylvan. Oh, question 5, sorry.
This is just ambient noise. So hard.
And Fixie does not mess around with these questions.
Do you have an idea, Sylvan?
I have no clue, to be honest with you.
That's a tough one.
I think I know, but not 100% sure though.
If it's in the theme of horror, just put it on.
Is it Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare?
Incorrect. That was a nice answer, though. All right, Joe and Reggie.
You play one more time? Dude. Zero clue.
Silent Hill 2.
No.
Not Silent Hill 2. So you guys should have got that because that was the main theme for Resident Evil 8.
Oh.
For Village.
That's why I don't remember the game's name.
It's like the recent Resident Evil games, they don't have standout tracks to me like RE2 does, like the OG
Yeah.
RE2. Just
Like the Raccoon City Police Station theme is
the,
like
the
man,
lab
that theme-
area. Oh my!
Yeah.
And Ada's theme. Oh my god, I love Ada's theme so much.
All right, moving on to question 6. Joe and Reggie.
Okay.
Dude, this sounds like Twisted Metal Black to me. I think that's what it is. That's what I played this game recently. I think it's Twisted Metal. What do you think, Reggie?
I think I trust your judgment.
That's what I think it is. Twisted Metal Black.
It is not Twisted Metal.
What?
Damn.
Come on. It's
I handed over to
Doom
Dave.
2016.
Ah, fuck.
Dude.
Doom.
I would have guessed that.
Love Doom.
All right, moving
That's
on to
easy.
question 7. This one is for D Street and Silver.
I know this.
No pressure, but Reggie says he knows it.
Oh,
Point
is
off
it our
the
turn?
line.
No,
No,
it's
no,
us.
you're not.
Yeah, we are.
Do you know Sylvan?
Not sure, but I think maybe it is.
Try it. I don't know.
I'll give you guys a hint.
Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
Second time that's come up, and it is incorrect again.
Ah,
Reggie, what is it?
Know what it is.
I talked about it earlier on the stream.
Yep,
Left 4 Dead.
that is Left 4 Dead. Fantastic game.
I was going to say Siren, honestly. but-
All right, moving on to number 8. This one is for Joe and Reggie.
Creepy ass music box.
I know it.
Do you?
No idea.
yeah.
Okay,
She's
we'll
on.
go this time.
I'm gonna take a guess. I'm a Song of Horror.
Incorrect.
Darn.
D Street?
It is a game series I refuse to play. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay,
That
I
is
never played that
Five Nights
series.
at Freddy's.
I don't care for that series at all.
So you're,
Because
you're not gonna
you
watch
just
the
have to
movie?
see like 10-second video clip of it. You see everything that the game has to offer.
So you're not gonna
It's-
watch the movie?
It's pretty fun in VR. But I
Sure
don't.
it
I
is.
wouldn't. That's the only time I think I'd recommend it. But it is fun in VR.
I can't believe they made a movie about it, man. That's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
fun.
actually has done extremely well. It's
Really?
like had the best opening weekends of any video game. It beat the Mario's opening weekend.
What?
Yeah, like did like
Holy
39
shit,
million.
I
It did
didn't know that.
$39 million.
Those
And
It's
also-
already out in the US.
are pretty
So,
creepy.
let me tell you, it's the furries. Don't underestimate them. They're out there. You don't know them, but they're all around us. Sorry.
All right, at the end of this was round 3. So the end of round 3, Joe and Reggie have got a score of 8. Sylvan and D Street are behind on 5 points. It's still
Oh, they got
anyone's
5.
game.
Oh,
We got
my
5.
bad. My
Couldn't
bad.
in my score.
No, I believe
All
it.
right, moving on to the next round. So again, Sylvan and D Street will go first because they're behind. So I'm going to show 10 different images on the screen.
Oh, I love
Each
these.
image represents a horror video game. You guys have to take turns in telling me what games are on the screen. There's a bit of strategy to this. D Street and Sylvan, you guys will be going first, and then Joe and Reggie, you guys will go second.
And then we have the 3 strikes and all that stuff. Like
Yeah,
going
free
on.
strikes and everything. So just
Yeah.
answer
Oh
one. go.
wow, dude! I've not seen that game in a minute.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
6, The Thing.
That is correct. Joe and Reggie,
7 Obscure.
that is correct. It is obscure too, but I'll take obscure as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
I could have said that.
number 1, Rule of Rose.
That's correct. Joe and Reggie,
Until Dawn, number 3.
that's correct. D Street and Sylvan,
Number 5, Silent Hill 4, The Room.
that's
Nice.
correct. Joe and Reggie,
Number 9, Ghosts and Goblins, or Ghouls and Ghosts. It could be.
let's
That's
go. See
correct.
that ones.
Yeah, now that you say that.
D Street and Sylvan,
Man, I feel like I'm gonna come through here.
I only know one more, I think.
Do
I know 4.
Do you know any, Sylvan? I think I know what one is.
Then you go
already
and then
said
I go
one.
with the next
You already
one.
did one.
It's
After you.
didn't say that was my answer. Is 4 Spec Ops: The Line?
Good job, man. Holy crap. That's all I'm going to do.
Incorrect. 4 is not
See?
Spec Ops
It's not?
Online. You guys got to
That looks like the main character, honestly.
Yeah.
But
When I say the
I
answer,
know. Number
you'll-
8. I think number 8's that's the Immortal, right?
That's correct. You got a tough one there. All right, D Street and Sylvan.
I think I know number 10. Zombies eat my neighbors.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
what I thought
correct.
it was too. Damn it, that's the
nice.
other one
Good
I thought I
guess.
knew.
Good answer.
John Reggie. We need.
So we have
number
left just
22,
4 and 2.
4.
6 is.
No, 6. We already did 6.
Wait,
That's the
yeah,
thing.
already answered.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
guys do 6?
I
Okay,
think
so
4
we
and
have 4.
2. Is
Yeah,
all
just
we
2
got.
and 4.
And it can barely see 2.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, I think I know too.
I
can-
cannot believe 4 is not Spec Ops, but
Same, yeah.
I'm going to go with Resident Evil.
I will just confirm they are all horror games too. 4 is not Resident Evil. John Reggie, you guys have got a strike. Both on one
Okay.
strike each. D Street, Sylvan.
Is 2 Alone in the Dark?
2 is Alone in the Dark.
Nice.
job.
So we need number 4. John Reggie.
Okay, Joe, what do you think, man? It's a horror game.
Horror game.
It
What's
looks
that
like
guy?
he's locked and loaded. So
Yeah, dude. Jericho, maybe, dude. No, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of one that's kind of like an action horror game, like Fear or anything. But that guy does not have anything to do. Doesn't remind me of Fear.
well, let me see here.
I need an answer, John.
Dang it. The timer's on.
I say Fear. I have no idea. It could be one of
Yeah,
them.
it's Fear 2. It's
Fear is
Fear 2.
correct. Fear 2
Yes,
is
oh my God, good
correct.
job.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Take it.
Dude, I knew I knew that because, like, yes.
Oh,
Nice.
Part 2. Project
That was-
Version.
That was
Like,
pure
I've only
logic.
seen,
all
like,
right.
Fear
Come on,
1
say
and
it.
3
What
is
are
hard.
you
hard.
doing?
That was teamwork because you gave the first part I just knew was, yeah. Great job,
Nice
man.
job.
That was a
Sweet,
fun
dude.
round. So Sylvan and D Street have moved to 10 points, but in the lead on 13 points, we've got Joe and Reggie. We now move into the final round, round 5 of the biggest quiz I've ever had on the show. So round 5.
I'll take the
is
physical
up to-
challenge.
Yeah.
So we're doing a Mr. Beast video where I'm going to fly these guys out to a private island. We've got laser beams and everything.
Oh shit, dude! Sharks
Alright,
with
so-
freaking laser beams.
So this round is where you have to rearrange one letter to get the title of a video game. So once again, D Street and Sylvan, you guys will go first as you guys are behind. So here is the first question.
Oh, man.
Oh, I got this.
Okay, good, because I have no idea.
We have
Got
to
it.
explain the
Yeah.
rules again.
You have to
Put the clock
rearrange
on. Put the
one
clock on.
letter of. So there's an image and it's representing something. You have to rearrange one letter to make a video game.
So the F in the word has to be an M.
Yep.
Put the clock
Do you
on.
have any clue, Street?
I
clock on.
don't.
Yeah, I'm going to say 10 seconds, guys.
Soma. S-O-M-A.
Oh, you piece of shit! I mean, good for you.
Soma is correct.
That dude, that don't tease me. That has no physical game in reality. That does not have a physical release.
And it should.
I wish it did. That's the only that's one a really good game that needs a physical release. Congratulations.
Before we move on to John Reggie's question, I just want
So
to once
chat-
again bring up Chat's question.
Oh,
And I can give you guys a hint that the title of this game has been mentioned during the quiz. So, hint for Chat: the title has already been mentioned during the quiz. No one's got it at this point. All right, moving on to question 2. John Reggie.
it's Saw.
It's all.
Wow.
Question 3, Sylvan and D-Street.
That's a Limbo. So Limbo.
Limbo is correct. Question 4, Joe and Reggie.
4 equals 3.
Good luck with this one.
That's not even a letter. You're changing the rules, man. What the freaking hell? It's 3 candles or something, man. What do you think, Reggie? What the freaking? What the?
Dude.
3 lights. 3.
Think here. Pixie changed the rules on us. Ugh.
It is. It's like birthday years, like 3 years old, maybe. Something with 3. Some focused with 3. A trine, like the game Trine. That's 3.
You want to lock in?
I'm gonna. What do you? I think a trine. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing that's anything I know is to do with 3.
Oh wait. It's Parasite E3.
Oh, it's the third birthday. Third birthday.
Oh, yeah.
The third birthday. The third birthday is
that.
yeah.
Okay, wow, clutch, dude.
Good job, Reggie.
Clutch.
I was way off.
All right, before we move on to the next question, I just want to touch on chat for a second because we have got a correct answer.
Oh my God.
Banfi takes the point with 5 Nights at Freddy's. That is
Very
chat's
nice.
question.
Gotcha.
So Freddie Mercury on the cover.
5 lights.
at Freddy's.
Well done, Banfi. You take a point.
I never would have got that. Congratulations.
And I believe Banfi has a point in the EU and the NA show now. So Banfi's going for 2 games. Let's go. All right, next question. This one is for Sylvan and D Street.
Silent Hill.
That is Silent Hill.
Nice.
All right, next question. Joe and Reggie.
Splatterhouse.
That is Splatterhouse.
This is
All right.
really this
D
is like
Street and Sylvan.
a mental exercise, guy.
Oh, that's easy. I think it is.
Do you know it's street? It's something with tower,
Mm.
but maybe it's clock or time.
Clock tower.
Damn.
Teamwork is the great
That
word.
was sweet
You just-
teamwork, man.
You just had to say clock, and you said it backwards. Actually, just tower. And I just like the clock is like a clock tower.
All right, Joe and Reggie.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh.
Ice bear, ice fear, frozen fear, cold fear, cold fear.
Joe is on fire.
Yeah, baby.
Whoa,
Mhm.
man, you that's what I'm talking about, dude.
Sylvan and D Street.
You carried that music round, bro. I was hopeless.
I think it's silent language.
Why
No,
is this such a strange Photoshop?
it's with a
photo?
silent hand codes. No. Death, and then something with that. I think. That.
Or like silence or death.
Yeah, it's deaf, and then the F is a D, so that, and that silence, that's that sign, that language. I give up on this
Everything
one.
she needs in the photo.
That school.
Okay, 10 seconds, guys. I need an answer.
That. Guess something strict with that. No game.
No.
Oh, I think I know what it is. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
All right, I'm going to hand this one over to Joe and
Yeah.
Reggie. We have
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
I look at what the hands is doing. Look at the pictures. Do they match? Any of that shit match? Does any of it match?
Joe's
That would-
way thinking too hard. into this.
All right, guys, never mind. So
Yeah,
I'm
Joe's
thinking
like,
it's
they're
your
saying
guys'
the
pick,
words.
so say something. I have
I'm
no
thinking
idea.
left. I was thinking Left 4 Dead because they're on the left, but I don't know. What do you think? Reggie?
I have no idea, man. I'm so bad at these ones.
I
Dead
feel like we're
Hand.
onto something, but just
Dead Hand.
can't.
I mean,
Fixie and his clever
lesbian
riddles, man.
dead, deaf lesbian dead, dead lesbian dead.
All right, I'm gonna say no. Sylvan was close here. Sylvan, I'll give you one last chance.
We get a chance. You know what? More chances. Uncharted. Because they have a chart.
Dead Silence. Best guess.
Hasn't got it. It was.
House of the
House.
Dead.
Oh,
Man.
Oh.
What the hell?
is that the
So-
house?
Sylvan had the word. It was deaf, and you had to swap a D in there.
Yeah, I know. He was the dead made sense. The lesbian sign language.
All right, final question. This one is for Joe and Reggie.
I mean, it's honeybee, but it's with a D. D. Just the game D, like that from PlayStation 1. Okay, all right. It's fair enough. That's. I mean,
All right,
yeah.
after fighting 5 brutal rounds of
Oh
questions,
my God.
Sylvan and D Street land on 14 points, but that's not enough because Joe and Reggie accumulated 18 points and have won. Well done. Well done, guys. And I just want to give a big shout out to Pavel for making that entire quiz. Well done, Pavel. That was awesome. Man.
That was like
challenge.
That was like
GG's. That was fun.
a marathon. I need to smoke a cigarette after that.
Yeah, man. Man. That
Gosh.
was fun.
I didn't know we were going to name 30 Resident Evil games for one,
Me either, man.
for 1 point.
This is why it took 2 hours to set up.
It's the one horror franchise
one
that just
point
has
is the
that
thing
many
that-
titles. No
We're not-
other series has that many like mainline titles or spin-offs
Right.
combined.
Yeah, we knocked out every Resident Evil game. I mean, wow, that's it's crazy.
If we were to do like additions, like oh god, like we would have to name Resident Evil 2 on the game comp.
Oh my god, yeah. That's the only one I haven't played out of Resident Evil 2s. Well, actually, have you guys ever played the Resident Evil 2 prototype on the Game Boy Advance?
I have not. No.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. It's like it only goes to the basketball court, but it's so cool. It kind of shows you how the Game Boy Advance could have did the game if Capcom let it happen. But
I want to
it
play
would've been
that
pretty expensive.
unreleased Resident Evil 2 that you have. That one.
The
A
1.5.
1.5.
Yeah, that
Dude,
looks
I
like
am-
a lot of fun.
I'm so happy they got the assets for that, man, because they got leaked years ago. Because
Mhm.
Resident Evil 1.5 was the one I remember back when I was in school, like seeing it in magazines. And then the new Resident Evil 2 was out of nowhere. It's like, what? This is hella different. But
They
Yeah, I
even had in
love
like
that.
a lot of magazines of like screenshots from the game before like they made the decision to scrap it though. So it really seemed like that's what we were going to get as RE2, but thankfully someone found the assets like you said, Reggie. And what's strange, like the game was like what 80%
80% done. They found the 40% build. The
Mhm.
80% build, I believe, had voice acting in it. Yeah, man, they kind of built off of it from what the game. They looked at the story of the game, looked at all the screenshots and videos of the game from videos, and they created those environments and just putting the game together. And it looks it's really fun actually.
Yeah.
The only thing is it's kind of empty in a way because I guess
and like the pre-rendered backgrounds, like they are not lined up correctly for like the actual 3D models of the characters to line up. So as say
Right.
like you're going upstairs, like you
You're a bit
guys are
smaller or
climbing the
bigger.
railing or something. Like this looks so off.
yeah,
But I'm really glad like we got the Resident Evil 2 that we got because in 1.5, you know, the police
We're into the
station
series.
is just a very basic police station, which looks like a dungeon compared to
Right.
what we got. It was like a museum. So the level design was much more creative and more brightly colorful, you know, but
right.
still cool. We got 1.5 because, you know, that's history for the series at the end of the day.
Definitely.
That'd be pretty cool if somebody picked it up and finished it and re-released it because I can cut like doesn't Strictly Limited and a few other companies.
Oh, they're
like,
working on it. I mean, well, not officially, but they have people working on it under this.
I don't give a damn if it's official.
I know, me neither. I'm like, man, I just want it
As
out.
long as it's good and it plays right, I'm having a good time. Sounds good to me.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone
so
try any of the Resident Evil remake games?
Yeah, I would actually have Zero demake, and that one's really fun. But unfortunately, the game ends after the train sequence. So, but it's a good portion of the game, though. I would say, like, a good action portion. I would
Like
say.
when when the train is about to crash after you pull the brake.
When
Is
you
that
crash
where it
into the
is?
mansion, that's where it stops at. The demo stops. At.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's cool that there's like a kind of like a renaissance of the PS1 aesthetic, especially in the horror genre. There are so many like little indie games and horror games, PC games on Steam that are like kind of like that squiggly, low poly PS1 vibe thing going on now. It's really cool. I like that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it is, because the reason I see, like, the reason being that we can look at it and say, like, wow, look how janky that is, but at the same time, it's got a lot of charm to it though these
And
days.
it's creepy. It's
It's creepy for some character models. Like, have you looked up what Hagrid looked like in the Harry Potter games?
It's terrifying.
He looked so weird.
And you know what we noticed is if you go back to 2000, 2001 when that game got released, no one was talking about how bad the graphics were back then. It was just a fun game,
It was an upgrade at that time.
No, we were all talking about how amazing the graphics were. What are you? It is hard to make people believe it who didn't grow up with it, but the PS1 looked amazing when it came out. It was
so much better looking than
amazing.
the
Those
N64.
CG movies that look like really terrible now were amazing when I was a kid.
Hey Joe, you know what's crazy? When I played Resident Evil for the first time, I thought those backgrounds were like real backgrounds that they just kind of took pictures of or whatever like that. That's how I was like, dude, this is amazing.
And the sound upgrade for PS1, I don't think people realize how big of a deal that was too. Like the sound design and the voice and the high, non-chip tune music, and like Resident Evil would not have been as creepy with chip tunes. So it's nice that it actually had like the CD sound and stuff.
Yeah, it's all thanks to CDs, and absolutely destroys the N64 in so many ways, because at least it sounds like I'm listening to real music compared to the garbage sound chip on the N64. I absolutely hate how N64.
I don't hate on the N64. I think it was good, but it's definitely not as good as the PS1.
It has aged horribly compared to the PS1.
It would have had potential. I mean, it had potential to be better if that disc drive that came out for it, but they had some kind of weird release for that thing where it was online only, so it sold bad, and then Nintendo decided not to release it in America. But there are 4 prototypes that came out for the American disc drive, and Jason still has one of them. I don't know where the other 3 are at.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Mario one, or
they kind of shot themselves in the foot though, because they, the cartridges have a limitation on size. Same thing that happened with the GameCube, where like they couldn't put giant big games on their system, and it's just like everything had to be a smaller game. So that's why you didn't get these giant RPGs, these 5 disc games we got on PS1 on N64. You didn't get them. So
they were going to actually put Final Fantasy 7 on N64. And that's why the characters look deformed and everything. But thank goodness Square realized, like, no, this is not going to work. We need a disc-based system. And
which is crazy to think of, because like prior to that, Final Fantasy was Nintendo.
Only
you would think it was like a Nintendo exclusive series, but even then, like, they were never owned by Nintendo, so they were just a second-party developer. And
but even though they weren't owned by them, Nintendo would have known how many sales and how much money that's making them. It would have been like hang on, we're about to lose this game that did like 15-20% of our sales on one system of all these games. It would have been a big decision to make.
And since Squaresoft at the time, they knew they had something very special with FF7 that them and Sony wanted to make sure this game was successful. Hence why marketing was insane for that game. It's why that everybody knew about it, that even people that didn't normally follow video games, like, they've probably seen a lot of stuff about FF7 in commercials, magazines, and whatnot.
The hype in my household was electric, because like me and my brothers, we played Final Fantasy 3, 2, 6, whatever you want to call it. We played everyone up until then, and like you said, the hype and the marketing for that was just amazing. Like that was a day one purchase, and like it was just like when we were kids again, where we were like fighting over the damn system, like get off, I'm gonna play. And then one of us would play for like 2 a.m, and then someone else would play till like 3 a.m. to 5. It was just nuts, man. And dude, something about that, like I love that too. Like playing through RPGs with people who are playing through them at the same time, and they figure stuff out, and they give you tips, and they tell you where, like, did you get that material or this thing? Like, no, I have no, all dude, and all the combos and that game was insane, dude.
But that experience can't happen today because that doesn't happen because Google's around. People just look up the answers and I finished the game. Yeah, I finished the game too. But yeah, back then it was, no, I'm stuck on this part and I'm stuck on the same part. And someone's like, no, I beat that part and you do this. And then the next week you all talk and I'm stuck on this boss and there's a way to beat that boss. And that's how.
Yeah, that reminds me back when I was in school, man. Like I remember playing Ocarina of Time, the Water Temple. I did not. We got stuck in the Water Temple. I was like, dude, I give up on this game. I can't find where I need to go. And a friend of mine at school, we were talking. He said, "Oh no, this is what you got to do." And just passing that information to each other.
Got
and
you some
finally
grid paper out.
Drew it out on the thing. It was. I got stuck on the easy part. Basically, all I had to do was look behind a statue, and there's like a switch or something to get to the shadow link or whatever. Like that was.
That's what always is in every game. When I get stuck in for 3 hours, I'm like, "What the heck?" And it's like, dude, you just gotta hit the blue thing over there. I'm like, I didn't know you could interact with the blue thing. It's nothing. It's just a thing. How did I?
Like a mechanic that wasn't in the first 60 hours of the game, and they just introduced it for that one part.
Old RPGs are the worst too because like all it is like there'll be dialogue, and it'll be like, hey, go to this place. And if you just click that button, you did not read that damn line. You are screwed. You are screwed.
Or you talked like an NPC in this massive town, and you were actually supposed to talk to them 2 times to really proceed on.
Yes,
that is
exactly.
BS if something
the first
like
time
that
he
happens.
goes like, hey, piss off, kid. But the third time he's like, all right, I'll let you through the game or whatever, Like
I'm actually getting
Breath of Fire
That's
3.
something to jam you up on purpose.
Oh, dude, so
I'm getting Tears of the Kingdom vibes because they kind of made the game like that. It doesn't just tell you where to go. You got to find the right person to talk to get the quests and different things like that. And it doesn't hold your hand. And I like that freedom of just exploring the world. And it feels like you're discovering quests. You're not just forced upon them. It's a nice feeling.
So are we doing 3,000 hours of pickups now? What are we doing next?
I think
pickups today.
Yeah. Or we could show pickups, maybe some horror games that we have in our collections. I got pickups and horror games. So,
yeah, I have 2 pickups and then some horror games to show off as well.
Horror games here.
Who wants to go first?
Can I go first? Because we started at 5 at night for me, Europe.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm a bit tired.
I'll be right back in 5 minutes, guys. So go ahead.
Yes. First starting is not really a horror game, but it's Halloween theme.
Count Lucanor.
It's horror. Come on, that's scary. I mean, if you mess up, he gets killed.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. More like the 2D genre, bit 16-bit.
Pixelated, yeah.
Yes,
pixelated.
pixelated. But the problem with this game is it won't save. It will crash. So I only managed to finish it once. There are no updates for it.
It's a game that goes on sale digitally often. Like most of the time, especially if you have like Plus, you can get it for like $1 or $2. And every time I just like pass stuff on it because I don't know. For like the clips I've seen of it, it seems like a meh game to me. But maybe when it's on sale for $1, I'll probably buy it. Who knows?
Yeah, you have to pick it up. It's a great game. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the Switch version. I totally forgot about it. But I have the game on the Vita and the PS4, so I probably should skip out on the Switch version.
Yeah, this is the Spanish release. I think in Europe only it's released in Spain. I was there on holiday and I saw this and I just have to pick it up.
Good call.
Nice.
Then I think really my first horror game I got on the
Dungeon Zero. That's the third game.
Fatal Frame 3. That's my favorite one.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, that reminds me.
Even though I think part 2 is the best, but part 3 ties up some loose ends, which I like. So definitely really cool, man.
I have to finish it. I was like maybe 10 years old when I got this. So
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it's not going anywhere, so it'll be there when you're ready.
And then I got some classic Splatterhouse.
Dude, I love that release because it has that game and has the 3 games on unlockable, the original games.
Yeah, they're already in it.
Was that expensive in your region?
I bought it when it just came out. So
okay.
It was
So you pay retail.
€20, so $20.
Okay.
And now it's for 40. You can get it around $40.
Okay.
It spiked in price at one point after the PS3 store closed. I think it cracked $100 for a few months.
Yeah, it'll go back up when the store goes down for real.
They're just starting yesterday with playing. It's the
Oh my
Saw.
god! Oh my god! That game
I
is.
played this, Sylvan, and I got stuck on a certain part where you have to spin the 2 analog sticks around, and I just couldn't do it. And I didn't want to break my controller to try.
Yeah,
and do
that's
it.
just the
It's
intro.
annoying. The traps
There-
are so annoying.
There's a little light with the button you have to push. It also took me half an hour to figure that out.
It is fun though. Like it's a
Yeah,
cool
I
game.
went to the newest movie, but that one sucks, to be honest.
The new one?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, it's another prequel. Like now, Jigsaw is going after the people who diagnosed him wrong or something like that. It's like, dude,
Yeah, it's a
just let
lot
it
of
go.
blood and just less gore than the other movies. So you're watching an
playing it
hour
safe.
just blood. Yeah.
I enjoyed the original. I enjoyed it up to like 6 and 7, and then it just got weird. They like
Yeah.
tried to keep the story going by like, we'll just put another strain on it and
Yeah.
put this on it, and we can make this go, and we'll just
I mean,
turn
what-
that character who died like 4 movies ago into some backstory. And
Once they killed off Jigsaw, it's like, dude, you serious? Come on,
yeah,
you can't keep going.
No, I prefer
every
more the
single
Freddy
person's corrupt.
Krueger ones, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, the old horror movies. And then I got some. It's the
Ooh.
Resident
collector's edition.
Evil Biohazard, which we'll call Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, first I
That's
played
just
it. With...
that's just a standard edition, right?
No, it's.
Or is it the gold edition?
I think it's the gold one.
I don't. I think it's no. It's not. Maybe it is.
Oh, write that code down quick.
Yeah, you can have it, guys.
You got it for the right region.
It says nothing about gold edition. Just maybe.
DC, did you beat that game?
And
Oh, even if you left.
I beat this one. I started with the VR set, but then after that, after an hour, I put it on regular mode.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so scary in VR, man. It really is, dude. That game is scary as hell in VR.
And then the last one into the Halloween theme,
Castlevania. Very nice. Very nice.
limited
Nice.
edition.
I think it's massive.
It's a huge box.
I also have the other one with the coffin, but that was too big.
I don't like the other one because it hasn't got like PS3 on the front. It just says Belmont and it doesn't even say Castlevania 2.
No, it's
There's
beautiful
some
artwork, though.
Artwork.
I like that game. I know everybody says it sucks, but I don't mind it. I like stupid action games, I guess.
I started the regular version. I think the mask is in this box, but it's brand new, so I gonna open it.
Gotcha. Don't blame you.
Break the seal.
Yeah.
Not as many people break the seal around here as you, Reggie.
I know. I should show a cool horror game that I showed you guys already on here when it's my turn, but no, I don't feel like digging it out.
It's like that. Grab the games that are easy, not the ones that are on the bottom of the shelf behind stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got 2 pickups for the collection for the PlayStation 3 full set. And that's one of my
Nice.
favorite fighters.
Ultimate.
Nice. The Ultimate Edition is quite expensive, I find.
That's what before they started doing all those microtransactions like they did in 6.
Yeah, and 6 is worse.
Yeah, it's out of control, dude.
And Saints Row pack.
Nah, it's double pack.
It's cool.
That doesn't have Get Out of Hell, right? I think it's 3 and
It's
4.
the
It's got
turret
it
and
looks.
fort, with over 40 DLC packages.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's all on the disc, so no download codes. or
Perfect.
something.
That's what we want.
Gotcha.
How ridiculous
the
is that? 40 DLC packages. That means if you were playing the game from day one and you wanted to buy all the shit, you bought it 40 times. Like, that's a joke.
Hey, Fixie, you see how if they kept the Saints Row series going like that, man, they probably would have still been in business. Like that new one they made It's
Yeah, a
pretty
lot of
lame.
people didn't like it. I spoke to
A lot
someone
of
the other
people
day
hated
who
it.
actually really enjoyed it. And I'm like, you're the first person I've heard who enjoyed the game.
Everyone who bought it.
I haven't heard anybody who liked the game. And right when they said that the developers that I can't remember their name, that yeah, we're shutting them down, and then they put the newest one on PS Plus for the next month. And the game was like less than a year old too.
Ooh, I was eyeing that one off.
Oh, that brings
Oh
back
my,
memories.
oh my God, Sylvan, I want that so bad.
The PS4 one.
That's the PS2
PS2.
one.
PS2 one.
I mean, sorry, yeah,
but
PS2. That's what I meant to say. Sorry.
This one, yeah.
I actually gave mine. I gave mine to Jason. I think I gave him the GameCube one too.
Did
Well,
you
the
guys have
GameCube
the,
one's so nice,
the yellow
yeah.
one?
Yeah,
the
I gave
yellow
it to
chainsaw in
for
America?
GameCube. Yeah, but that one,
Yeah.
the one you have, is the better version of it, though.
You guys
Because
ever
like
seen
the
the black
casing
one?
is a lot better looking than the
Yeah.
GameCube
We-
one, because they have
yeah,
a
it was
lot
like a
more
cardboard
going on
box.
in that.
The GameCube one, if you remember, it was like a box kind of like in a way, and it would break apart easy if you dipped in it too much.
But that one, the PS2, it has like a slip or like a section where like the game sits in that you would pull up though, right? Or is it just that
Yeah.
drawer that you just pulled out there was the only thing that slides out?
That's for the controller slot, and then
Oh,
you
that's
can
like
put it in
the
game.
instruction manual or like the certificate of
Oh, I didn't
authenticity
know.
would be in there, I take it.
Let me
I cannot
see.
imagine someone playing that game with that controller. Man, you have to have that cardboard.
Oh, I did it. I played it. It was.
Did you?
It was
Your hands must
interesting.
have hurt, dude.
It's
Played it
just
for
a
about
manual
5
for the controller. That's in
Uh-huh.
it. Oh, wait, there's more.
And there is people on PC for RE4 Remake. They take those controllers and they play the remake with them, and that's so cool.
Got a nice little drawer that pulls out and everything. I want to show you guys something. So, for the PS2 in Japan, they actually made a special. I think this was the promotional copy, and there's only 20 of these. So it's a black chainsaw. Terrible.
wow.
photo
So
'cause
there's a
it's small.
third version of the chainsaw.
I didn't know
So the
about
last
that.
one that sold went for like $5,000.
What?
Pretty crazy, yeah.
Just
I
because
mean,
it's
if-
that
There's only
limited.
20 of
if only
these,
20
and
were
they're all
made.
pretty cool.
That's insane. But yeah, Sylvan, so Jelly, I want that.
Maybe we can do a trade someday.
I don't like trading, honestly.
No, just
That means
cold
he has
hard
to
cash?
give up some of his stuff. No way.
No trading, just cash.
Right, I can go next. I don't have a lot to go through, but one series that is honestly well known that I just haven't picked up any games in the series, but have for like the last month, and that would be the Fatal Frame games. It's got Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly.
Right.
Got this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. As you said, Reggie, like most people seem to agree, like this is the best game in the series, and they did do like remasters on the Wii in PAL and Japan, if I recall, where they made the gameplay more like a Fatal Frame 4, if I remember
Right.
correctly. Speaking of the same series, did get these from Play Asia, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, and Maiden of the Black Water on PS4.
I need the Eclipse one. That's part 4, if I remember right.
Yeah, Lunar Master of the Lunar Eclipse was a Wii exclusive in Japan. That for the longest time there was like fan translations you could play
Yep.
on the Wii, but now they finally did a re-release of it, which is the way it should be. And you know, nowadays the whole Fatal Frame series is on PlayStation, every single entry, because the third game is still exclusive to the PS2. So
It seemed like it would be perfect series for the Switch, though, because the camera system.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
that makes sense.
So one thing about those though that is kind of annoying is I am pretty sure that their English is not on the disc on either of those games. It's like a patch.
That is true. Yeah. In
What?
fact, if you put any of these copies, these Chinese English versions, by default the text is like in Chinese, so you would have to look up like a guide or something like how to navigate the menu and switch it to English. And if you want the PS5 version of these, which is the version I want to play, you need to make a different
account
PSN
on the
account,
region.
and it's like, screw that, I don't care. And I thought, well, that was the main reason of getting these, and I didn't know that, honestly.
Right.
So I double dipped and bought the digital versions like a week or two ago because they were on sale. I don't care. It's
Okay.
Fatal Frame. It's a series that deserves its money.
Right.
But game that I played this game like so many times, but this version of it was really, really good, and that's Doom 3 VR. If you haven't played this in VR, I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of Doom 3. It is really, really freaky. Let's
Yeah,
see.
dude, I remember when Doom 3, I remember the first time I played that. That game scared the ever living crap out of me.
It scared the hell out of me back on the OG Xbox. That's how I first played it. And you still had to like individually bring out the flashlight in that version until they released the BFG edition.
That was another game where I didn't, I was used to Doom 1 and Doom 2, and I just thought it would be a fun, like Doom 2016, like an action-y, fun type of game. I did not expect it to be so damn scary, but it was just
No,
like
not at
constant
all.
darkness, pitch black everywhere, and I was
PDAs,
just like, oh, man.
The audio logs from the PDAs, I recommend if you have like time to kill or listen to something in the background, find like ones where they play all of them in like the order of like dates in like the game. It tells like a creepy story like over time. That's why I love audio logs, that if you play them like all back to back, it alone tells a creepy story in it. Same for like System Shock 2 is probably my favorite example of that. But one game that been playing through for the first time, mentioned the others, Kuon. Been streaming it on my channel that I finished the Ying phase recently. So tomorrow afternoon, gonna finish up the second phase.
Which is link the channel, D-Straight?
Sorry, say that again.
Link the YouTube channel while you're at it.
Oh yeah, I should probably do that in the meantime. I'll do that when I'm done here.
So it's D-Street, is it 319?
Yeah, it's 319 is like my like username, but in like I guess like it's YouTube terms, it's D Street 3818, like with the @ symbol. But one game series that I'm very, very happy to have everything here, and I didn't buy these before pre-pandemic prices, which made me very, very mad for what they go for nowadays, and that is this amazing series right here.
Nice.
All the Silent Hill games on PlayStation, except for Book of Shit on the Vita. Eventually I'll get that, but this was the main stack that I wanted to achieve right here.
It's actually a pretty solid game, especially if you can find someone online to play with you. I was having a good time with it.
It is made by Way Forward, though, right?
Yeah.
So at least I have faith like it should be a well put together game.
It follows the lore.
Hey, Bart, thanks for
Okay,
the
yeah,
super
good.
chat, by the way, Bart. That's really nice of you. Says loving this content.
you.
Don't ever stop putting in the work, guys. Always
Oh,
appreciate
yeah.
it. Bart.
Thanks, Bart. Appreciate it. And one game that is so underrated these days, it's an indie game that's straight up like Silent Hill, is Lone Survivor. If you haven't played this game, you gotta play this game. On PC, they came out with Super Lone Survivor, which has more content in it. They haven't brought it to any other platforms yet. Hopefully, Jasper Byrne does that.
So
but
he said he's going to put it on Switch, but he kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. He just said that last year, and then I never heard anything again.
well, it took him some time to come out with Super Lone Survivor when he first announced it, but it'll eventually happen, though.
Okay.
Wish the Vita was still getting support. That version could come out for that, but
Asia maybe
is what it is.
No, they're out.
No,
They might have already done it, and it's
they're done.
here's a game that we've left in our
they might have,
warehouse,
but then again, Sony doesn't make like actual carts for the Vita anymore. So like the odds of actually getting a brand new physical Vita game is very, very unlikely at this point. But nonetheless, very happy to have this. Though this is probably my second favorite indie game ever. First being Cave Story.
Very creepy.
Nice. That was one of the original like 15 or so limited run games.
Maybe for the Vita, yeah. Let me see. It's number 15, actually. Since you said that number, yeah, it's number 15. Well, yeah,
just pull a random number out,
Biggsy gets a point on the quiz.
Well, yeah, that's everything I have to show here. So, yeah.
I pulled some horror games out of the collection. So we talked about this one in the quiz. Joe brought up D.
Everybody loves D.
And I believe this comes with 3 discs.
It comes with 3 discs, yeah.
Everybody loves the
manual.
3D.
What you want. I love these big, thick PS2 cases as well.
Everybody loves the thick D.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not going to stop this joke.
I do have the long box version of that.
The long
in
box.
the States.
Everybody prefers the long D over the short D for sure.
That's what she said.
Yeah, so we mentioned Forbidden Siren previously as well.
That's sealed, isn't it?
No, that's just a regular copy.
This
No, it
is
looks
very
sealed.
shiny.
Oh, it was the bags that you're holding there. Like it
Then
sounded
we
like you
have-
were holding a sealed game.
Hal got for PS3 Siren Blood Curse. And then the Chinese English version was Siren New Translation. These both play in English. This is basically Forbidden Siren 3 with a different name. And again, it's the same game, it's just
weird.
different names in different regions.
Thanks for giving us that point earlier.
So Sylvan brought up Project Zero. Had those as well to show off. So you have Project Zero 1.
That's the first game. God, the box art for that is so much better than the North American version.
We have Project Zero 2, Crimson Butterfly. And Project Zero 3, The Tormented. I grabbed some PS3 games out to show. They've already been shown off,
man.
so I won't talk too much about them. So the first one, Sylvan
Splatterhouse.
Splatterhouse. And a really good one to pick up because, as Reggie was saying, you get the original games on this as well.
Which is still like the cheapest official way to play those games, like the original ones.
Yeah, so it's definitely worth picking up this version. And Sylvan mentioned one of these games, Saw. Then we got a second one as well, Saw 2.
Yeah, we did. Second one, oh my god, I'm halfway through that game, but I put it
I
down.
think they're quite fun. Like they're sort of almost like puzzle games in a way.
It's like it's tough because everything is like trapped. Like you take a step, you got to be careful every step you take in that game. So it's like dang, dude, like, can I relax a little bit?
And it's really
fun,
hard
though,
to see the
I'm
traps
fine.
too, because it's like very dark or well hidden, aren't
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. You got to brighten the game up.
And then I wanted to bring up a PS4 game that I think is worth picking up for collecting purposes. That's a horror title, and that is The Walking Dead. This is the Telltale
Yes,
Definitive series.
everything.
Because it
Now,
has
this includes
everything
absolutely
there.
everything. It's all 4
Yes.
seasons. This is the one to pick up, and I believe it's all on the disc too. Yeah, it's
It
all
is.
on the disc.
It is.
So when they release content like this, this is what we should support because as physical collectors, we want all the content on the discs, no download codes. So if God knows servers go down or they don't
Like
support
Sonic Origins
it,
Plus?
you can still play it. Yeah, so this is great.
Sonic
And it's
Origins Plus,
actually
man.
quite hard to find this version, especially in Australia. I know the American version's a little bit more common because I can find that more common than the PAL version. All right, Reggie, you're up, man.
Is it my turn? All right. I'm gonna start off pretty strong here. You guys ready? Horror
Ready.
games first, of course, and then we'll do pickups. But the best Resident Evil game out there, Resident Evil 6. It's true horror right here. Yeah.
In the red case, I love
The
it.
best.
Yeah, I put all my horror games in red cases for the PS3, and then I did the same thing for the PS4. So if you get those red cases, put your horror games in because it looks nice. It looks better on the PS3 because it's like more reddish. It's like a see-through reddish, but yeah, Resident Evil 6. You can see the game's not in here because I've recently been playing it. So, man, the Dark Pictures Anthology.
I love these games, dude.
Yeah, and they're
All of
co-op
them.
online. So, Man of
Oh, I
Medan,
didn't
Little
know you
Hope,
put them online.
House of Ashes, and the last one, which was Devil in Me. Yeah, you play online with people. I think it's 2 people online, 4 people co-op, couch co-op. So yeah.
Yeah, I like playing those games couch co-op. They're so fun, dude.
Aren't those games made by the same developers that did Until Dawn? Because they look
Yep.
very similar.
Supermassive Games. Yep, that's exactly who they are.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah, and they made the Quarry as well.
the good old Quarry. The next one here is a game that's better than Lone Survivor, in my opinion. But I'm just challenging you, just being funny. But here's Claire.
That's a good one too.
Claire's
I
like
haven't played
Silent
through
Hill.
it.
It's like Silent Hill, but it was a pixelated game, and it's so trippy, man. Like
So,
you cannot.
so Silent
tell.
Hill 3 pixelated pretty much.
Pretty much,
Hopefully it
dude.
looks amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, I over Lone Survivor. It's hard to choose which one's better. They're both great games.
Yeah,
But
they're both equally great. Personally, for me, the way Lone Survivor is and the music, especially, I just prefer it more personally.
Right.
And now it's got an updated version with more content too.
All right, next one here is going to be probably one that a lot of people didn't even know existed. The Blair Witch, PS4.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
But like if a physical copy existed,
A
people
good boy
didn't know?
Yeah.
edition.
Okay.
Yeah, even because I thought it came with a patch inside. No, it's just a download pack or something like I can't remember. But remember how big the Blair Witch was back in the day, and then it kind of died down after Part 2 came out. Because Part 2 was just I don't know what Part 2 was, but and then of course
honestly,
Fatal Frame. I actually just got this Fatal Frame at a convention I went to a couple weeks ago, the Portland Retro Game Expo.
That's
So
cool.
all I need is to get the fourth one, which you have, and I'll have I'll have them all, which I'm excited about.
I do have the Wii version too, just to have like the original release of it. But hey, gotta have the PlayStation version to have all of them on PlayStation at this point.
Is
Right.
Is that game Spirit Camera part of the same franchise?
I thought
Or
it was, man, but
Is it just like the same thing?
You talking about the 3DS game?
Yes.
Yeah, that's part of the same series. It's a spin-off game.
Okay.
Oh, it is. Oh, wow, I had no idea, so I got to get that one too. Is it expensive?
Not really, as far as like 3DS games are. I think like complete, and you do want it to be complete because you need this booklet that it came with because it uses the augmented reality stuff that the 3DS uses, like those AR cards the system came with. So make sure you buy it complete if you ever do want to get it. And it goes for, this is just a guess, but like $50, let's say.
Yeah,
So
I'd say it's
that's not
roughly.
terrible for 3DS games.
It's not, but now I'm like kind of turned off because that's like too much work. You gotta have I hate gimmicky stuff like that. Or you have to have
it really is gimmicky. So it's something that was made like, hey, this is like something that would really appeal if you're into Fatal Frame, but you know, it's kind of annoying to play. So it'd be like one thing that you'll play and like never again, honestly.
Right. That's what I figured. Okay, next game here. I thought I had the prequel, but here is Daymare, 1998. Idris Elba on the cover too. As you can see, they took his likeness.
Yeah.
But Paul,
Yeah.
I can't remember his last name. It starts with an H. But the original voice actor for Resident Evil 2, Leon. This is he's credited as one of the voices in this game. So it was one of the last things he did before he passed away. So it's really cool to have this game and have his last piece of work in here as well. Because I thought he was a great voice actor for Leon. I don't know why they didn't use him in Resident Evil 4, but anyways, next game here, Resident Evil 0 D-Make for the PS1.
I love that's the long box too, man.
Long box.
I
You
kind
mean
of
there's
want to
another Resident Evil game we didn't name?
And on the back here, it's got like the gameplay and all that stuff, so you can see that.
Like, I kind of want to get that from Project Retro Games, but the fact like it's probably like 30 minutes long, and like how much is like.
I mean, your first time playing it is going to be a bit longer, but like I said, it's just a cool piece of art to have for the series because
it is,
what it could have been on there, how Resident Evil 0 could have been on the PlayStation, and they used the Resident Evil 2 engine, so everything plays really smooth. And then of course, you gotta have the long box version. Resident Evil 1.5.
Which I got myself. Yeah. Thank you for like advertising them because I wouldn't have known about them, and I have my copies.
Yeah, and just to let you guys know, when the guys are still working on the game, they update it. So that means all you gotta do is just get a new disc or burn a new disc, and boom, you could throw that in here. You know what I mean? So it's really cool how to have this case, and he put the manual together really well. So very happy to have that.
Yeah, he did a very good job on them. That you would think like that was an official release, honestly, for how high quality it is.
Exactly. I just got this game. I found one GameStop that had it on sale, and I got what did they call this game? Callisto Protocol. I got it for like $3 for PS5.
Oh, nice. It's a fun game.
Everybody had it when it went on sale. Like no GameStops have it. I hate when GameStop has these sales, and I get excited, but none of my GameStops has.
They never have it. Yeah, and I'm not going to order it online if I'm paying like $5 shipping because I only want to pay $3 for this game here. If all like the social media sites who keeps track of whenever games go on sales, like that's the exact price I want to pay.
The problem is when things happen like that, resellers are like jumping all over them and going to stores and buying them all. So it's
then flipping them eventually.
Huh. Sorry, I was looking at my game cover. It looks like it's messed up. Or maybe that's the way it's supposed to look. I can't tell. anyways, another horror game that people kind of forgot about, Outlast.
Or the
Outlast.
trilogy. Yeah. This is
Outlast,
another.
dude.
I wanna
these
get
games-
Terrifying game, bro.
Oh
Absolutely
my god,
terrifying.
It is terrifying because, dude, like when they add the whole concept of you being able to look behind you while you're running, it's oh my god, that's the last thing you want to do, but you can't help it because you gotta see how close they are to you. And I beat the first one, the DLC. I didn't play the second game all the way through yet. Me and Jason did a gameplay video of it years ago. But man, Outlast is a trip, dude. And I can't wait for the new one to come out, man. They've been delaying on it or whatever. I don't know if it's out or it's like a co-op game this time, but there's no physical release or no. I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway, Outlast, great series to play.
I got the first.
Oh, here's another one. I think this is a perfect horror game. It's a horror game, Metroidvania. I would say this is Momodora.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Oh, nice.
I have that
Yeah.
digitally on the PlayStation. I think that's a pretty good one.
It is, dude, because this game tripped me out because the sounds this game plays, the ambient sounds and everything, it's like it's trippy. Like it's really good music, and then it has like the scary sound effects that are happening like at certain events. It's like, dude, what's going on? So very well done game. And even has some kind of
sorry, go ahead.
it even has some kind of like sequel kind of coming out or
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. It's Minoria. It just came out actually.
oh it did? Oh damn.
Limited Run released it, and friggin' I didn't buy it because I was just too many games at the time, and now I'm trying to get it. And like the like VG Plus has the Switch copies every once in a while, but they haven't had any PS4 copies. So I'm just kind of hoping they'll get some more.
Yeah, we gotta get the PS4 one first before we
I want the
get on
PS4
anything
one.
else.
Yeah, of course. I already have the Momodora, so that was like an early limited run release.
Here is a game that a lot of people didn't realize was GameStop exclusive, and like it was being charged like when copies like came out online on eBay, people were charging like crazy amounts of money for it. This game is so rare, even Figsy doesn't know about it, and that game is Home Sweet Home.
That's a good game, dude.
Dude,
VR.
this game is VR. It got VR with it too, man. It's a trip, man.
It's terrifying.
Dude, it really is, man. Because I was like, dude, I couldn't imagine playing this game in VR. But I did do a live stream of me playing it back in the day. You pretty much start off in this room, and all of a sudden, this crazy girl starts chasing you. You're going through these hallways, and you're trying to get away from her, and she's insane. Like the way she grabs you, it's like game over. But
she makes the grudge noises, bro. I can't
Yeah.
even handle it. She goes,
Exactly. And
it's
then-
like fucking clicks and walks around. Oh, dude.
and she's fast too, so you gotta get those controls down immediately because you'll get caught up. But definitely, this is a GameStop exclusive, man. And yeah, I picked it up and.
Reggie, on that
Yeah.
game, you know I like my rare game, so I had to pick that one up as well.
Oh, look at Pixie got it. Right on, Pixie.
Got
Right on, Pixie's on it. So
They need to put the whole game on a sequel or something because only like the first two chapters are on there or something like that. I think the end of the game's not on the disc.
yeah, they had a chapter 2 that came out for PC only.
Something like that. Yeah.
I watched somebody play it because I knew they weren't going to release it for PS4 because I guess it didn't sell well or whatever. But yeah, man. Next
I wish
game
they would
here.
sell a digital.
Like digital.
At least
digital.
Yeah, I was just gonna finish the game because I didn't know that. I played through that whole game and it was just like, oh, all right, that's it. And I don't even have an ending. Cool.
I know, and you can't have a horror series without having this game on there. And hopefully all you guys own this. This is part 2, the Coma part 2.
Yeah, I got it.
Dude,
I
this
have
game
part
is so.
one as well.
This game is.
That's on my
scary as hell.
wish. That's on my wish list too. I think I have all the DLC bought already. I just need to get a physical of it.
Well, if you get the Switch version, it comes with both games. If you get the Play Asia version, which is nice, but man, this game is a trip because you're being stalked by your teacher. You can hear her heels clicking outside the door, like outside. You got to hide from her, and she chases you. She doesn't get tired. You run out of stamina. It's just like this game keeps you on edge, and they're talking about making a part 3, which I'm excited about. So definitely, if you like horror games, you got to get the Coma part 2. Of course, get part 1 as well, but part 2 really shines.
Part 1 is if you want the PS4 copy, you're gonna pay.
Yeah, I know. You got to pay. Play Asia release.
There's I really do want that. That's like one of the only like few Play Asia releases I'm still after because I have part 2 and I want part 1. Even though I do have that Switch double pack you were talking about, the double cut or whatever. And then same thing with what is those games? Those little the Yomawari games. There's like a double
Oh.
pack on the
I
Switch.
had the first two.
get.
I don't have the third
Yeah.
one.
The Vita versions of those games are ridiculously expensive.
Really?
Of course they
Time
are.
to
Yeah.
sell.
They're all
Time to sell.
I would, if you want, they're all going to be collectible. I think every version of that
It's
game.
the Vita.
Well, I think the Vita version only has part. I mean, the Vita version like has part 1, but has part 1 come out on any other systems of that series?
I think it is on the double pack for the Switch.
Okay.
But I think on
I-
this PS4, the complete series isn't available. I think, like you said, one of the games is missing, like only part 2 or something like that. I'm not sure. I have to look it
I'm
up.
trying to remember if that game came with a double pack on the Vita, because there was like this other game that was, well, never mind. That's another thing. But anyways, back to the horror show. I just got this game called Sense. This is supposed to be survival horror for PS4. Also came out on the Vita as well.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know anything about this game because I just pretty much got it, but
Yeah, it's like cyberpunky horror.
Cyberpunk horror, yeah,
Like
so it's
sci-fi
like-
horror or something like that. It looked interesting.
yeah, it
I
looks
didn't even know it
interesting.
got a PS4 release. I thought it was a Switch exclusive.
Yeah, I saw it at the convention. Luckily I bought some trades for it, so I did some trades and got it free. So looking forward to trying this out soon.
Yeah, I'm interested.
And-
Let me know if that's good, because that's something I'd be interested in.
And
that
then,
too.
of course, we got to have a classic on here, Song of Horror. This game is a must-have.
And that
Like,
edition's beautiful too, the deluxe edition.
Looks
Yeah, I
sick,
know,
yeah.
dude. This is like, man, very impressed with this game. Very impressed. It's just, it really is a throwback to the old school Resident Evil with the different camera angles and all that stuff. It's just like,
Oh, cool.
it's perfect, man. It is. And it's scary because basically in this game, you have to be careful when you open doors, because if there's something behind the door, like a spirit or something like that, it's making sounds. If you open that door, you're dead immediately, and your character is dead for the rest of the story. So you want everybody to survive towards the end of the game, of course, get the best ending. But you got to be very careful, because even though if it's not making a sound behind the door, you still got to wait a little bit. Sometimes it'll trick you. But it's awesome experience, man. Great game. And last
I
but
didn't
not least,
experience finding that, Reggie. I went into my local store and I found it on the shelf, and it had no price tag on it. So, I don't like to pick up things about price tags because they're usually expensive. But I went and had a pile, and I'm like, "Oh, how much is this?" And he looks up and he's like, "Oh, it's $2. Is that all right?" And I'm like, shaking.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, that's great.
it's cheaper than
Yes.
lunch.
Like if it had the price tag on it, it would have been sold. But because
You should have talked him down to $1. Personally,
That would have been funny.
Do some haggling.
I did keep
And
the
the
receipt because one day the receipt will be worth taking a photo of.
And the last horror game is hopefully one you guys will get pretty soon. This is Yuppie Psycho. It's made by the same people who made Count Lucador that you showed.
so I
earlier,
didn't
bro.
know. I didn't know
Oh,
that that was
really?
the same people, and I saw that.
Yeah,
And I haven't picked it up yet, but it does look cool. It's definitely like low.
it's one of
pixel
those.
art.
It's one of those pixelated games, but it's so trippy, man. And basically, there's multiple endings. I remember the first ending I got in the game is basically if you sign the contract and get in the game to work with the company, you the game starts from there. But I opted out of it because everything looked crazy, bloody bodies around and everything like that. And I got an ending to the game, and it felt satisfying because like, look, if that was me, I would have did the same thing. I'm not signing a contract for this crazy building. I would have been out of there. So it just made sense. But definitely, I'll get the experience more later. But it's definitely a really cool game, man. I think people should check out, man. So like I said, it's from the same makers of Count Lucador. And it's got some trippy stuff going on it, man. It's ugh.
That's cool. Count Lucador is a cool game.
Yeah. And now, I guess, are you guys ready for the pickups now? Now we're getting to the pickups. Are you sure?
Yeah, into it.
Jeez, we're good. Okay.
We got all time in the world, man.
Okay. Let me just set them up here because I gotta been down and get them here. But I'll try to go through them pretty fast here. And most of you guys probably might have saw them already because I posted them on my Instagram. But just in case.
Photos on the gram.
Okay, so first game here, we're gonna go with Nuclear Blaze.
Oh, cool.
This is like
That's on
a
my
fun
wish
one.
list.
Yeah, this game is actually pretty cool, man. It feels like a Metroidvania, but obviously it's more of an adventure game because you don't really go back and like collect other older stuff, or at least from what I played so far. But it's like crazy fires and a couple of puzzles here and there, and it's like really cool events, So definitely something really cool to have as a physical.
Reggie, I got a question about that. Are they both the standard versions, the PS4?
No, no, these are both the other editions that come with like a keychain. Yeah, both.
Because I'm just saying, like comparing the two, the PS4 version in the box looks so much nicer than the Switch.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I got this off Amazon. And this other one I got.
Oh my
from
god!
Red Art
It
Games.
showed up in good shape. That's impressive.
Well, Red Art Games has exclusive deal with Amazon, so you'll get their American copies from there.
I did not know
Guys,
that.
while we're talking about shipping, I just noticed this week, Video Games Plus announced that they are shipping every single package that they sell in a box.
In a box.
They're
I
shipping
saw
nothing
that.
in a padded mailer.
I'm surprised they didn't do that
Everything
before.
That's a big W on their part.
That was
Yeah.
one my biggest gripe with limited run games for so long is that like I can't even tell you how many times I'd wait 8 months for a game and it would show up just smashed, and I was just like, God,
Yeah, and you have to jump through hoops to return it to them and everything like
Dude.
that. So it's like, dude, what the heck is going on?
and they
so,
want to
yeah.
charge you for a box, and I'm just like, bros, like you sell collectibles, put them in boxes. It's like what you do.
Common
Like,
sense.
It's just
yeah.
it. Oh my God, it's like
Well,
if
the
you
Video
sold.
Games Plus
It's
know
like
that
you
their
sold.
audience are collectors.
Imagine
and
if
they
you
like
sold,
their
like-
things to arrive in the condition that they paid for.
Imagine if you sold glass snow globes and you just threw them in bubble mailers. Like, what the frig are you? You know what I mean?
What do you
Use your head,
expect?
dude.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Next game here, Cat's Maze. This is a Metroidvania
Oh
game.
my God, that camera was so bright.
Sorry, it's pretty
That's
cute.
cool. Yeah, this one was. Isn't this? God, it was based on some like Dutch mythology or some weird ass thing. Like, I can't remember. Like,
You play as this girl who grows up, and then you're chasing this cat around, and it's a pretty short Metroidvania game. I heard the game is probably around 4 or 5 hours long. You know,
Mhm.
but your first time playing it. But you know, it seems I like games like that, short and sweet. You know, get in and get out.
Mhm.
Maybe there's some extras I could figure out in this game, but still seem pretty cool.
Mhm.
All right, moving on to the next game here.
Doesn't sound as a Dutch story, Joe. Maybe German.
it's some folklore from some European country. I remember it was like something. I don't know.
In Enchanted Portals.
Never heard of this.
This is
I've
like
heard of
a
that.
move over Cuphead. You know, this game is a new running gun in town. No, I'm just kidding. It has the same kind of graphics as Cuphead, like the animations pretty much. So it's a running gun shooter. Pretty
Oh,
cool.
it is a run and gun.
Oh, it's a
I mean,
run and gun.
Yeah.
So it's like
yeah,
almost like
exactly.
it's like a cute 'em up run and gun kind of.
Yeah, you guys can see that. a
Oh,
little
that
bit.
looks fun.
Yeah.
Look at that big goofy dude on the left.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's only like 20. It was only $25 on Amazon. So I said, yeah.
Is there a PS4 version of that, or is it just
No,
PS5?
they're skipping over PS4 and going straight to PS5, even though this game is obviously a PS4 game.
Clearly,
But,
yeah. No.
Yeah, from what I heard, it's getting expensive to do PS4 stuff. Everybody wants to move to PS5, which is annoying because that game obviously is PS4. During the GameStop sale, I double dipped and got Star Ocean for PS5, $10.
I just did the same thing in my last pickup. I got the PS4 version.
I mean, it was right
dude, it's on
there.
sale, like $15. I got Valkyrie Elysium for like $15 too.
Nice. GameStop had a
not?
great sale if they had stuff in stock. And I got this luckily. I got lucky and got this because somebody had it on hold, but they never came to pick it up. And I said, "Hey, I'm here. I was at GameStop for something else." I said, "Hey, do you have that item for me?" It was a Star Ocean poster, and she said, "Yeah, I got it. You're so and so, right? Like so and so. What are you talking about? Yeah, you're picking up this Star Ocean, right?" I said, "No, I'm here to get these Star Ocean posters, which are over there." But I said, "Yeah, I'll take that if the guy's not here yet." She said, "Yeah, it's been 10 days, so boom, I got that. So happy about
Nice.
that."
Snooze, you lose, dude.
They gave you promotional posters too, because that's pretty sick. If you
Yeah, so I've been asking about the promotional posters for a while now, and I grabbed those after I did the pickups.
Oh, that's
but
cool, man.
it was just annoying because I've been asking for them almost a year since the game came out because they weren't going to use them anymore. But they had them in the back, and finally I got 2 of them because I went to 2 GameStops and got them. But I'll show you guys that in a minute. And then this game,
That's cool.
Legend of, I don't know how to pronounce this last part, but it's the Legend of Heroes games. Nayuto
Nayuto or something.
Nayuto Boundless
I don't know.
Trials.
Nayuta. Yeah.
Yeah, Legend of
Say
Heroes
not
game.
Yuta.
It's an
Yeah, that's
action.
like one of standalone.
Yeah, it's a
game or something like
standalone, but it looks pretty good. So I said it kind of reminded me of Ease a little bit. So I said, yeah, let me give this one a chance. So looking forward to playing this pretty soon. And then I got this one today. This one came early. This is Vengeful Guardian Moonrider.
Oh, nice. That's like the Sega Genesis.
I
looking
picked
game.
that up on PS5. It came from Limited Run's site. That's by the developers who made Blazing Chrome.
Yep, exactly. And even the commercial, the trailer they did for it's just like Blazing Chrome. Like it has like real actors in it and everything. It's corny as
That's
hell.
cool.
It's something that would have, yeah, pretty cool. And then we have Crossing Souls for the Switch. I got the special reserve version of this game. This is actually a really cool action RPG, man. I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on this one. It really hits some emotions, man, in the game. Like something happens in the game, and it almost made me like tear up a little bit. I was like, wow, those emotions are coming out, man. Those feels, but definitely something to keep your eye out for.
Oh, does that mean they kill a puppy? I ain't playing that.
Oh man. And then this is a co-op Shantae game, pretty much. This is Golden Force. I talked about
dude,
this on my
that
channel
game
before.
is so hard. Oh my god, man, that game
Sounds like up your alley, Joe.
I loved that game. Yes, everything, all those VGN soft releases are freaking awesome. Like I have every single one of those Switch releases they've done. That game is really good, and it is hard as hell, man. So
I bet. Oh, I forgot about this game here. And then this one's obviously you guys saw the video today. Guns and Runs.
yeah, dude. I didn't. It's funny. I saw that game and I never really looked into it. That looks really good.
Yeah, it was actually pretty fun. It held
looks
my
fun.
interest. Then I got this one, Silent Hope. I haven't even played this one
cool
yet,
too.
but it looked like a decent game to have on the Switch. So I said, why not? Especially with the packaging that came in. It came in this nice big box soundtrack art book, which is in the other room, but this is like just the regular edition right here.
Yeah, that's a really nice looking action RPG as well.
And then here are my last three. Oh snap! I forgot one. Oh well, we'll just leave that one out. I feel like that one's a good one for Halloween, but maybe I'll do it after you guys finish yours. But here's I think this is Hymas Quest, the girl from Crunchyroll. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Nice.
Hymes?
I love the artwork too.
Hyman's Quest. Yes.
Yeah, this is a Crunchyroll. It's like a Zelda type game that they just made, and it was at the show. And luckily, I picked it up there, man, because they were charging the regular price, but people were on eBay. They already charged over $100 for this thing. I was like, whoa, insane. But
It's cool.
definitely a new Game Boy game. It always makes me happy. So
Hell yeah.
sorry, I'm holding these up weird. I keep forgetting where my camera's at.
The camera's
With
just
the new
not-
just
Game Boy
leave
game,
Y2K?
Freddy, do they use the same cardboard that the original Game Boy games boxes used?
And then what else do we have here? Oh, last two. Under the Waves.
Oh, I want that game so bad, dude.
Yeah, it went on sale a little bit
Yeah,
off
that
Amazon,
looks
so I
cool.
picked it up. But it might go on sale cheaper.
I
Just
do.
wait
I
a
don't
little bit
care.
longer.
I mean, it was a pretty reasonably priced game already. I thought it was like $30 or 40. I
No,
think.
it was 40, and now it's
40,
$30.
yeah. Now it's 30. Yeah. I want that game though. It's like
Comes with a bunch of extras too inside.
that's the same people who made Detroit Becomes Human made that, right? Isn't that also?
They published it. I don't know if they
Quantic
made it.
Oh, okay. It
And
looks
then-
fantastic though.
And then my last item here, which I'll grab the other item later after you guys do yours. I got Blender Bros sealed for the Game Boy Advance.
Nice. Let's go.
Awesome. I've also sealed
That's
one.
nice.
Jesus Christ, that glare. There we go.
It is so difficult to even find a boxed copy of that. When I was
know.
making up my wish list for all GBA
That's
games I
insane.
want to get, when I tried to find a box one, like I can't find it anywhere on eBay. Like doesn't exist at all, or even a loose cartridge. That game is just insanely rare, isn't it?
G Street, I got a sale for you, man. I got an extra one for sale. If you want it, we'll give you a good deal.
I have other
Huh?
stuff I would prefer.
Because you don't want to
get
trade,
right
so I figure
now.
I throw a price. You know,
Yeah.
maybe you can buy it.
I don't do trades. Like every single game I buy, I want to keep forever. It's why like trading is probably never going to be a thing for me, honestly.
Well, if you really want it, we'll dig it up and you can look at conditions, see if you want it, man. And then we can, if you really want it, maybe we'll go from there if you're interested.
Well, if you have what is it called? The Kojima made GBA game. The light is in your hand. Whatever it was called. It was where you had to play the game outside. I can't
Lunar
remember-
Nights.
No, not
it starts with a B, but Lunar Knights
With
is
the
part of
solar
that series.
panel.
It's called Boktai, something.
Boktai, yeah, Boktai. That's it. Yeah, if you have copies of those, like, we'll probably consider haggling because anything Kojima makes, I want. Because Metal Gear is my favorite game series of all time. It's my
Right
favorite
on, man.
thing ever, not just video game. My favorite thing ever. I want everything that has Metal Gear
More than
in its name. I
pizza?
want it more than pizza. Yeah,
What the more than blowjobs? Come on,
Damn.
Let's not talk about how
a little bit more than that stuff
Metal
too.
Gear Solid remake was. I watched a guy stream the original one the other day, and he wasn't having a good time. It's pretty disappointing to see.
what?
He was screaming Metal Gear Solid 1 on PS5.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean that I heard about that port of it. They said it was pretty good. Certain parts are kind of weird, but overall it was a good port. I think people were saying
It's a tolerable version to play, especially if you've never played the series to begin with. Like the Master Collection is a great entry point, especially with the amount of content it comes with. Not
Yeah.
just the games; it has a lot going for it. But the games themselves, like more could have been done, but
Does
it's
the,
okay enough, at least
Didn't
for
they do a
consoles.
GameCube like Snake Eater and they redo the first one on GameCube?
You're talking about Twin Snakes on the GameCube.
Something like
That's
that?
still purely exclusive to the GameCube, and it's probably never ever going to get really re-released ever.
Is that a remake or was that a sequel?
It's a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1. It's made by the same developers that made Eternal Darkness, Silicon Knights. It runs on the Metal Gear Solid 2 engine. So if you played MGS2, the controls are
Okay.
the exact same in Twin Snakes. Therefore, the game is super, super easy and broken because they
Oh.
didn't accommodate for like the level design of the original game. Now
Mhm.
that you can aim in first person in Twin Snakes, and that breaks the game entirely.
That's awesome.
yeah, if they port that to the volume 2, man, that'd be epic. But I don't see them doing that at all.
I keep saying if they make a volume 2, they better include Snatcher. They have to include Snatcher in that because if MGS4 is going to be in there, which that alone would be amazing because that game is no longer in PS3 purgatory.
Well,
If
yeah,
they
there's a few
they got to
things
put
that-
Snatcher in there.
I thought you were gonna say Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel.
That'd be fine to put in there too. That's the Game Boy Color one. That'd be pretty cool to include.
What was the
there
one that
as
was
well.
on the PSP?
That's
and
Portable
Acid.
Ops
Acid.
and
Acid,
Peace
too.
Walker.
Peace Walker. Like there's a lot that they could do. Even remaking 5, I guess. Like I played 5 4 or 5 times through completed. And
5 was
I
never
don't
really
know.
even finished, so that'd be a
Not
tough
really,
remake to
no.
sell.
Yeah, exactly. But there's problems with that because they can't finish a game when they're not the ones who. It's not their idea of the game,
Kojima's not. Him and Konami never reconciled, right? They're still.
Yeah,
No,
so the end of it's
they want
just,
nothing to do with
not
each
finished
other
properly.
still.
But like
Yeah.
a lot of people say they don't like 5, but I love it for the gameplay elements.
Yeah,
I
the
think
gameplay is amazing. There's still no other game like MGS5 for like stealth games, truth be told. But yeah,
I
it
like
is
to
what it
say
is.
that when I'm playing a Hitman game or something, and you're playing around with guards and you're doing a level like that. Like they design a whole game around this one concept, and Metal Gear Solid 5 does it better. That's true.
Are you all done, Reggie?
Yeah, I'm
Good.
done for now. I'm gonna bring up one more towards the end, but yeah,
So,
go ahead.
last is
All right.
Joe.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
for us.
follow Reggie. God damn it. Luckily, I pulled out some stuff nobody showed. I think so. I tried to stick some like newer horror games. So maybe you guys are into collecting and you want to pick some stuff up. This is stuff that I think will be kind of collectible in the future. This one is just pure speculation, but I don't see people talk about it a lot. It's called Get Even.
I've seen that before.
It's not necessarily like a horror game. It's like a psychological horror more than like a regular horror game, but it's got like some pretty shocking stuff in it, and like it's I think it's like I don't know if it's banned in some countries, but it's like got like a lot of warnings and stuff. Anyway, it only got released in PAL territories, and like I see this version a lot, the Peggy version or whatever, and then there's like a Middle Eastern version that I see quite often.
Oh,
as well,
nice, dude.
with the little like Middle Eastern thingy on it. And I had that version, and I replaced it with this version. And I'm not even sure which one's actually more rare, but this is
And
the
then
one
what-
I wanted.
Is there an
'cause I was
Australian?
like-
version? We'll have to
I
check
just
that
it was
out.
like it was the only game I owned with the little Middle Eastern thingy on there, and that just bothered me. I'm just like, I don't want just one of these damn things in my collection. Like, what the hell is this? So I got rid of it and got this one. But anyway, yeah, it's called Get Even. It's not like super expensive or anything, but like I said, it's I just think it's like one of those things down the line. People will discover this game and want it.
Yeah, you play as a cop that like forgot his memory, and you're trying to find a bomb and everything like that. So it starts off pretty strong.
Yeah, I heard it's like very like shocking.
Mhm.
Like it's got like a very whatever. Shocking.
Not just that, like the fact that it is a region exclusive game will make it artificially collectible because people in America are going to be paying shipping price. So if they go to sell it, they want to sell it for that price again, then suddenly it's a $30 game just because of shipping.
Exactly.
Oh man, we got 88 people watching.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Elvis Roa.
We got
Yeah,
101.
we got over 100
Boy.
people in here, guys. Don't forget to like the stream, subscribe.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Make sure you follow, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yep. Share, follow, subscribe, donate,
Appreciate
truff-
the
and
support.
if you don't mind doing the truffle shuffle, I'd appreciate it. Everybody, right up there. Okay. So these games are like I'm not gonna say they're good, but they're collectible if you want to collect games. This first one is Joe's Diner.
You made a game?
Dude, you got that. It's hard. It's kind of rare to get that one. It was
It's hard.
a Canadian release.
Yes, it's so there's a PAL version that's really cheap. It's got a totally different cover, and that one's pretty easy to find. But the ESRB version of this is really hard to find. And
Good job, man.
yeah, I bought this for $19.99, and it had a big yellow 1999 sticker on it when I bought it. And I bought it literally because it was like, it's a hard game. He says, Joe. That's literally why I bought it. That's all I reason. And then it turned out to be really rare. I was like, oh, hell yeah.
It's fun for a bit, man, but it could get like, I don't know, monotonous after a while. It's like, dude, like, what the heck? You're doing the same thing over and over again.
It's so lame. You like do chores, and if you don't do the chores right, you piss off the ghost, which
And
you
it
don't
comes
ever
after you.
see, and you're like, it isn't. It's not.
It'd be scary if you could see the ghost like coming at you, maybe slowly or whatever. That'd be like add to the effect of it.
I mean, it sounds like real life if you don't do things at work and they're watching you on the cameras.
Yeah, you get fired. Boom.
This
You
one
get
cover
killed.
is very different from the European version. That's like.
So these are all UIG.
Oh, the covers, the cover's completely
Kinda like-
different. Look at
Yeah,
the
it's
silver
totally
for it.
different.
Yeah, the cover you have is way better, man. That cover looks weird. Like it don't even make sense. Like Joe's Diner shows a dude with a freaking like a saber-toothed tiger.
Like he's like a caveman or something.
Caveman or something. I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the game at all. There's none of those things are in that game. The diner in mine is in the game, so that might make sense. This next one's called Pine View Drive.
Dude, that game is scary, but it has like too much screen tearing.
It's
Boing.
not. It doesn't look that great. It's like I'd say it's kind of like a lower budget type game, but it is a good game. Again, this is another one where it's the PAL one's not super expensive, but the SRB one is quite expensive. It's not insane or anything, but it's pretty pricey. And down the line, it's just going to get more and more as time goes on. This will be one of those rarer sought after titles or whatever. And then the last one part of that set is the Nightfall.
I need to pick that one up. That
Oh,
just
man.
This
That's
one's
one-
stupid hard to
Is that
find.
the UK copy, Joe?
Yes.
they're back on eBay, Joe. Like I think there's a reprint or something like that for them.
Oh, no kidding.
The European one, the one you have right there with the English text on the back is like, yeah, there's a bunch of them on eBay when I last looked.
So
Okay.
there's this version with just the Peggy logo is the one that's really hard to find. There is a one with the USK German logo as well. That one's a little more common. So you could probably pick that one up easier than this one.
As long as it has English text on the back, that's the one I want. So yeah, the one you have right now is
Yeah,
$60.
it is English.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm tempted to buy it, but
$60 for that? That's good. That's not bad. They must have got a reprint or something. then.
yeah, I think I got a reprint, bro. But
it
still, the
must have.
reprint it's still not gonna really affect it because
No.
the game is so limited, man.
Oh, I might get a sealed copy then because this is open. $60. Joe, whatever. Don't make fun of me. I'm gonna do it. All right, and then they released all 3 of these gems on this triple pack.
Yes. Yep.
It's
Oh,
called
okay.
The Truth Is Out There, and it's got all 3 of
X-Files
those
style.
games. It's got the Nightfall, Joe's Diner, and Prime View. So if you, for some reason, actually want to play these games, you can buy this one. If that's your goal, which I don't know if I'd do that if I were you. Although I heard the Nightfall is actually okay. I heard that one's pretty good.
Nightfall is the best one out of them.
Yeah, I heard that
Mhm.
one's pretty good. Yeah. So that's the triple pack. It's creeping up in price slowly. And then I found out this recently existed. I didn't realize, but in Germany they released this exclusive double pack
Wow.
called 30 Nights, Pineview Drive, and Joe's Diner. Double pack. And so that is the like full UIG crappy horror game rare collection. So-
Crazy releases, dude. And they used the freaking caveman cover for Joe's Diner.
yeah, they did.
Well, just to let you know, bro, they have another exclusive like that. Well, not by the same company. Evil Within Part 1 and 2 has a double pack like that.
Yeah, I
I
saw that on
yeah.
Facebook. Somebody posted.
Okay, you
that
saw it
about
too. Yep. That's
Yeah,
right. You saw the same.
and I was like, hell yeah, I'm buying that. I love those
also
double packs, dude.
A Little Nightmares 1 and 2 double pack, but it doesn't
Mhm.
include the DLC. So it's one of those things like, do you want a
Oh.
version without the DLC?
The Switch version does, but not the PS4 version, from what I was told.
I want the TV edition that came out in PAL Europe.
Dude,
Oh,
well, it came out in America too on their website. It just sold out.
Oh, really?
Not
There's
right away.
ESRB versions of that?
Yeah, I remember it was on their
shit, that
website
must-
for sale.
They must be. I've never even seen one for sale. They must be like worth $1,000 easy.
I've
never
never
seen
seen
one.
their website. Let me see. Make sure I'm right because I don't want to be telling you no BS.
But they're
Oh,
$100 over here. Even the second.
They're like
one's
$250 for the TV edition. I don't even know if it comes with a game. Do you guys know if it comes with a game? Because
Better.
It was an
uh,
older release before they stopped doing that.
part 3, they have the third one that's coming out. They have like some crazy diorama thing, but it had no game. It was just like a art
Yeah,
piece.
forget
and I
that.
was like,
They're starting out to
fuck,
put games. Well, it's been happening for a
Yeah.
while. Like collector's edition don't have games in them. Like
I don't
physical
buy
games.
any of those. I'm
I
not.
would buy any of
not
that
about
stuff.
that.
No.
I'd buy it for $50, but I'm not. I want like hundreds of dollars for these things. I'm like, you're out of your
No, I
mind.
probably wouldn't even do that because I don't collect statues. You know, my collection's for games. It's not for putting in a big statue. And like I bought that stuff, and after owning it for a while, I've sold most of it. And you know,
Yeah, Joe. So I'm looking right now. The TV edition, never mind. I'm pretty sure I saw the American one, but this one just came up with
There
the
might-
PAL version.
I have no idea. And then I don't know. This is just an expensive horror game. I have Layers of Fear. This one's
Nice.
pretty damn pricey. Pretty sure it's going to come out on PS5 though, so this will probably tank in value once that happens. But still pretty rare to have this one. Happy to have it. All right, so then I have some PS5 stuff.
Excellent.
So Dread Out. I have the PS4 version of this too.
Dude, I need to get that game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's
It's like that game I showed you guys earlier. What the hell was it called? Jesus.
Home Sweet Home.
Yeah, Home Sweet Home. Thank you.
Mhm.
It's like that, but that one's in third person.
And this is a this didn't get a Western release. This is an Asian English version. Is the only one I believe. They might have got a Japanese or Korean. I'm not sure, but this is the Asian English version. And survival horror, and only got released in one region, so it's probably going to be pretty collectible. And there is a PS4 version as well. Also, this one only got released in PAL. Called Do Not Open.
you know when
What the
to
heck?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it didn't get released in the West. I haven't opened it, so I don't know.
What
it's
kind of
about.
horror is that one? First person?
It is first person. Just says it's a tragic story about one man's battle to retain sanity and fight to shut out the voices in his head. His wife and daughter are in severe danger. Escape the house while dealing with the mysterious paranormal threat stalking you. Yeah, looks pretty creepy.
Okay.
It also says that Perp Games, in partnership with Eden Reforestation Project, will plant one tree for each copy sold. So if you guys would like to save the world and play video games, apparently this is the game. Do not open.
Well noted.
I mean, it says
That cover would have fit Joe's diner better.
I have never seen that before. See that green thing?
There'll be a thing in the future where it'll be. Did you get the plant set? All the games that if you buy them all and they plant a tree and there's 15 trees. I got 20 trees, bro.
That's true. So this one is already kind of hard to get. I don't know if it got reprinted, but it was for a while. But it's called The Evil Inside.
I used to have that. I sold that.
It only got released in PAL, and it got a pretty low print run. It was like one of the super early PS5 releases. Like this is one of the first games that I bought for PS5. I think it's like out of print and kind of hard to find. Not like I don't know how expensive it is or anything like that, but I think it's going to be super hard to find in the future. I think it's just there wasn't a lot of them. So Evil Inside. Next one is The Wine Horror Tales. This was a PAL exclusive, but it did get released by Limited Run recently, I believe. I don't know if they did. I'm not sure if they did a PS5 version. I know they did a PS4 version, but either way, Limited Run did do a copy of this if you wanted the ESRB release. But either way, it's not like a super popular horror game. It's kind of obscure. But I mean, look at this back. Like, could you be more boring? It's like three shots,
anything on
three
there.
paragraphs. It's just like
It reminds me of like PS1 backs where they just show nothing.
It says right here, each copy of the game, they're going to cut down a tree. What a bunch of assholes.
That compensates for the other one you bought.
Yeah, what the dicks? I guess that didn't work out. This next one, it's called Tape.
That's cool.
The Director's Edition.
Take worm. Ugh.
It's a nice little edition. Comes in a nice cardboard sleeve. It's another horror mystery type game. It says Iria receives a VHS tape from her father asking for help. From this message, Iria will dive into her memories, where she will have to use an old video camera to explore her memory and discover her family's dark secrets, which are the old pornography she finds on the home camera. That's what I believe it is. No, I don't know what it's about. I haven't played it yet, but it looks really cool. And it includes a storyboard, 3 movie postcards, and it's spoiler. It says Aria's letter, so it's like probably the end of the game. Apparently, that's dumb.
Spoilers on the back cover. They probably done that, and someone looked at it and went, "What have you done this for? You've just spoiled the game."
The letter in the thing is a spoiler, so they're saying like, if you don't read the letter, I don't know.
Oh
next is Uoni. This also did not get released in the West. It only got a PAL release on PS5, and it got an Asian English release on PS4 or a Japanese release. Maybe it was Japanese. Either way, there's
I'm sure there is a Japanese release of that on PS5. I remember seeing that for pre-order before the PAL version.
For English, I don't know if the Japanese was in English. All I know is this is the only. Yeah, I have the PS4 version, but it's like Asian English. I don't have. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I'll get it maybe in a minute. But this is the PS5 one. I actually like this one better. I think that cover is freaking cool as hell.
It does look cool.
And this is also the Sunset edition. So I don't know. Maybe it does have. I mean, it just says it includes postcards. So maybe that's all it is. But possibly has content. I don't know. And this last one is another one that just really obscure. It's called Insomnus.
That's got
Enhanced edition. Another one that only got released in PAL territories. It didn't get released in America. And it's another comes in a cool cardboard sleeve. This one comes with a concept art book, memory play cards. And it says, discover a terrible secret, solve puzzles, and avoid succumbing to the horrors of the Castavat Mansion. Be honest with you, the graphics don't look that great. But who cares if it's fun and it's scary and it's spooky. But I remember I had a hard time getting this. Like when it was like brand new, like nobody was selling it. I had to order it from like the UK and have it shipped over here, and it was kind of expensive. But it's called Insomnus. I just I think it'll be rare.
Right on.
And then I have 2 pickups that aren't that exciting, but they're kind of exciting. So the first is just I don't know. I just saw this game and it was super cheap and I wanted it. It's called Scars, just a racing game on the PS1.
Nice.
Yeah, it just looks fun. I mean, it says the year was 3000 AD and 9 different supercomputers rule the world. So stupid. Like all forms of intelligence, they've evolved emotions, happiness, envy, anger, and boredom. And now they decided they want to race. These feelings, these feelings have driven the supercomputers to take up the most noble of human customs, racing. That's what it says.
All PS1 racing games are pretty fun, let's be honest.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, can you type the name of that one game, that horror game, in the chat? I forgot what it's called. Started with a D. You showed earlier.
Is it Dread Out?
Yeah, Dread Out. There.
Dread Out. Yeah.
All right, got it. Cool.
Mm-hmm. And then I told you I did that bad thing where I started buying Japanese PS1 games. Not
Did you get Grandal?
Which one? Grandal? No,
one?
dude, that was wicked expensive, man. I'm gonna get that right now. I got a great deal on this, dude. I got the Salamander Deluxe Pack Plus.
Perfect.
And like it's like a $90 to $100 game, I'd say usually. I got it for $50. I was pretty happy about that. It's in great condition. And this is basically Life Force, that game Life Force and Life Force 2.
Yep.
Except this version isn't quite as insanely brutal and punishing as the arcade version. It's like a little more friendly. So it's a lot more fun than the arcade version. So did you guys get the Capcom Arcade Classic collection that came out? Or no, I'm sorry, the Konami one that came out with that had like Salamander on it and Gradius and all that stuff. You can't beat any of those games. They freaking, oh man, they're so
Can I just hold that up for a second?
All right.
What I love about Japanese PS1 games is it's all artwork, you know. There's
mostly artwork, yep.
But it's just artwork. Like they don't cover up half the title with a black screen or anything.
And
like that.
it's that nice thick case too, which I do.
Compared to the North American box art template, where they basically ripped off the Game Boy template.
You got like the full Konami logo. That's so rad, dude. I don't know. I love these cases.
It's in beautiful condition, that case.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a few scratches on it, but overall, it's nice, and it's got complete. It's got like the card and everything. I mean, I'm very pleased. Yeah. So I have. I'm gonna buy a lot of these games, and I'm not talking about none of them until I buy them. I don't want anybody buying them until I get them. That's all my pickups.
So hey, Figsy, do we have time for one more quick topic?
Yeah, I guess so.
So is also a question for chat. Is anybody looking forward to the remake of this beloved game right here? That was my second favorite game of all time.
Not really.
Personally, I am not, because 2 reasons: Konami and Blooper Team. I'll leave it like that. I honestly want to make a video going really in depth why we should not be hyped for this remake at all because of the hands that it's in right now, but that's how I feel about it, though. Despite it's my second favorite game of all time and what I hold very high for how you make a story in any horror media or to really engage your audience into it. But as right now, not looking forward to it all until it actually comes out, and I'll judge it by then. So
Silent Hill 2 is safe to say is your favorite in the series?
It's my favorite in the series. Yep, my favorite horror game ever. Second favorite game of all time. My favorite piece of horror ever. It's everything that a horror should be for a piece of entertainment.
What ending did you get the first time you played it and beat it?
The leave ending, which is basically the one that you're probably gonna get. Yeah,
I didn't get that. I got the water ending, which I was pissed about.
Oh my god, because you probably got hit a lot in the game. I take it. But what are your guys' thoughts on the remake, if you have anything? I'm curious to know.
I wasn't really impressed with it at all, especially them picking Silent Hill 2 out of all of them, I think when it comes to the remakes, you got to start with number one. Number one out of all of them deserves a remake, in my opinion.
Fair enough, but 2 I feel like is the best one to do a remake of because it's the most like standalone title in the series that you don't need like all the convoluted stuff from the other titles. And to me personally, how the story is in Silent Hill 2 is way more interesting compared to 1 and 3 where it's just evil cult stuff type thing. But that's how I feel though.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite about it because actually Silent Hill 3 is my favorite in the series. I feel like those games, well, I shouldn't say part 1, but part 3 doesn't overstay its welcome. It's probably the shortest game in the series.
It is the shortest, yeah.
But Silent Hill 2, I played that game so much over the years, and like thinking about it, I guess it would be a good choice. But for me, you always got to start with the game that deserves a remake, and I feel like part 1 deserves a remake out of all of them.
In terms of gameplay, 1 really deserves it because 1 is definitely dated for how its gameplay feels compared to the other games. Because 2 and 3, the movement in them is very smooth for controls.
Wait a minute, do we count Shattered Memories as a remake for part 1 as well, though?
Nah, it's not really a remake; it's a
Or reimagination. Okay,
yeah.
Just want to make sure everybody thinks.
We look at what they did for the HD trilogy on PS3.
It was terrible.
They made those games great games.
You can't even update the 360 version.
No, they only released an update for the PS3 version, and even then, I think people say even with the PS3 update, the 360 version is still the best, from what I hear.
Wow.
Even though
For me personally, that was my
versions.
first experience to the game, and I didn't enjoy it. So it's one of those things that you really have to want to. It's hard to give it another shot when your first experience is bad like that. So let's hope that they make good games for the PS5. Otherwise, a lot of people's first experience of Silent Hill will be, if they make a bad game, which is not what people want because they're amazing games.
I feel like this is the one game series that fan expectations are probably a problem with it because of how highly regarded we have for like the first 3 Silent Hill games. You could include like 4 The Room because it was made by Team Silent, but that's like another discussion that I want to make on my channel in a video when I'm talking about this remake. Like, is this a series that us, the fans, are very unreasonable for what we expect out of this series? It's just what we got with like Silent Hill Homecoming and Downpour. It reinforces like, no, that it's like terrible that what you guys are doing with it.
Do you remember when they were going to call Silent Hill Homecoming 5 in the beginning stage when they first it had a 5 in there in the trailer? Thank goodness they didn't add that in there because that game did not deserve to have a numbered entry.
Oh my god!
Even though I did like it,
bad. The game is awful.
Yeah, I would still definitely say it's one of the worst ones. Unfortunately, I hate saying that, because there's stuff I like about it. I mean, I like that was the first game to show the transition of the Helltown. I mean, the normal going to the Hellish version.
For like seeing it live in person, that was like the first time really seeing it.
They copied the movie pretty much, I think.
They basically ripped off the movie. That's all they did.
Did you like Downpour?
I've played Downpour like years ago. Some things I like about it, but most of it, no, I hate this. The thing I hate most with aside from the technical problems, because there's so much stuttering, screen tearing, and frame rate issues that I almost just dropped the game because of that. But I absolutely hate how they handle the endings. Because in like Silent Hill 2, no matter what ending you get, the main thing still happens, which if you know like the truth, like that always happens. And depending on the ending you get is how James handles himself after that, right? In Downpour, the ending you get will change like what he did ultimately. And that's just not, to me, that's not interesting at all. And plus there was like some plot holes in the story that was just dumb. And I did not like Murphy as a character, except for like his awesome like yelling dialogues, though. Like those were always entertaining to listen to. But I am considering to play through Downpour though, because I've just been like on a marathon of the series since I played through Silent Hill 3 completely for the first time a few days ago.
Oh wow,
nice.
I always got like halfway through it, but that was the time when I was playing it on an emulator. Now that I finally got a copy of it, that's how I fully played through it for the first time.
Cool. Just real quick, this was the game I forgot to mention on here. I went and grabbed it. This is a Nightmare, the Ninth King for the Game Boy Color. And this is like a Castlevania type game for the Game Boy Color. I got this while I was in Portland. So
well, that's a fan made game. Okay.
is it a fan made? I don't know. It's a homebrew, I would guess. But here's the back of it.
I like
too.
the artwork.
Yeah.
So the artwork is really like Castlevania inspired for the front.
Yeah, definitely. You get to pick between two characters. One has a whip, and then another sword whip. I think I played it briefly, but yeah, this is another hard game that I just wanted to show off before we had it out.
Very
Nice.
cool, dude.
Is that the Elvis, the guy who made it on the side?
No, different one.
Well, guys, we might call that a show. Thanks so much for everyone who's coming on, doing the quiz, everyone in chat who's commented, watching the show, all the lurkers, and everyone watching later on. Thanks so much, guys.
That was a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Hope you all have a happy Halloween.
Yep.
Don't eat any open candy. Watch out for that.
Don't get in any bands.
Well,
Once again, congrats to Reggie for reaching that milestone on his channel too.
Yeah,
for real, dude.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
pretty
bro.
crazy.
PS1 video
100K.
coming soon, right?
Yeah, as I promised, the PS1 video is in the making. I'll
Oh,
finally
hell
do
yeah.
one with the
And
Game Boy Advance one.
Just think, now everyone can bother you to about 250.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We're to the next goal.
Cool. Well, that was really fun.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys soon.
Have a nice
Good,
night, everybody.
good night, everyone.
You found the coolest